Hello,
Yeah.
Mark.
Paul, Mark.
Hello,
Yes.
Johnny.
Hello.
Welcome back, Johnny.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Phenomenal.
Pretty good.
Brown just scored a touchdown.
True.
Got some beers and some pizza.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks,
Things
Paul.
are looking up. Thanks,
Paul
Paul.
brought like 7 pizzas.
Literally.
Love it. So, what was the schedule? I don't even remember what the schedule was.
I think game
Was
one
there- yeah.
was Dan and Gabe.
Yeah.
Game 2 was me and Pat, and game 3 was you and Kev.
Dope.
So,
So,
game 1 happened.
yeah.
Final score was 16-8.
Yeah.
That sound right?
Yeah.
It's on the other tab if someone wants to go do it.
Cool. I move up to 6 beers won.
Yeah.
It only says 5, but it should be 6.
What
Why?
was the other one you got?
It was 3 for the bet.
Yeah. Scott did win.
Yeah, you
Scott
might be
did
right.
win 3
Yeah.
beers.
So then Mike's also at 5 instead
Yeah,
of 6.
and we take the lead for most numbers of beers won so far.
You also owe TJ 2 beers.
I owe
I mean,
TJ
wait,
2
so
beers
we-
because there
yeah.
was 2-timing backstabber colluding with the other team, but that's neither here nor there.
So, I did only put 1 because you said there's 1. I'm fine.
No,
with that,
I'll
but-
pay you 2.
Alright.
I'll do it.
Let's take it.
I was just
Tied for 3rd and beers won in the league.
I was pretty heated about that. I
Yeah.
don't know if you could tell.
Uh-huh.
I was not thrilled.
Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the real world, jackass. Oh, what's that quote from?
Jack.
Yeah, hopefully Jackass, but
Yeah.
doubt it.
Anyway, back to Dan's game.
Yeah,
So how'd it go?
I
I was
thought
taking stats.
I thought it went really well. Like I went into the game thinking, or rather asking my team to just play a strong force defense, in which they did. Like we got a lot of turnovers. It's just like we couldn't score after. So, but they did exactly what I told them to. I was very happy with their performance, and we just need to 2 hands, catch the disc.
That's a pick for the Browns. Let's go. What? Let's go.
Jeez.
Sorry. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fundamental.
I think the story of that game, like it would have been a possible win and or just way closer had we not turned it and dropped it so much. But that's been the story of our season. So and that's harder to work on.
Then scheme stuff.
Yeah,
That's more
because
individual.
like they my team's
Like they just need
pretty
more
good
time.
at like if I come to them prior to our games and I ask them to do something, they do a pretty good job of doing it.
Mhm.
They're not so malleable during the game, but it's more so just the raw fundamentals.
Yeah.
Need to be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
taking stats for yours, and that's exactly what it seemed like. It just seemed like there was a lot of, like, I don't know. It looked a lot like our second or third week, where there was just a lot of kind of mental mistakes, but it wasn't really bad. It was just, like, missing stuff and a couple throwaways and turns. But kind of got out of hand. You were sticking pretty close for most of the game, and we were about to win our bet. But then the last, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes was just like, wham.
Oh, really? Because I
Yeah.
only saw the final score.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You were within, I think, 3 or maybe even 2 at one point.
I think we went into half down 4.
Yeah.
And then we might have brought it a little closer, but then it fell off again. All in all, not too displeased with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just from looking at the stats, it looks like you had one more turn than Gabe, but you were cluttered with a lot of drops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Also, props to Gabe. He was a monster that game. I mean, 6 turns, but he's always doing stuff, so that's not bad by any means. And he was plus, like...
Oh, and Sam totally pancaked Chase into the wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely smushed him.
Watching that playback that you guys
Yeah.
posted was...
I just watched it on repeat.
I don't know how that's not a foul.
So I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but like even on the camera, you can hear like the sideline being like, "It hit the wall, it's out." Shut the fuck up.
No, the
you
sidelines.
gotta not be screaming calls because I'm almost positive that influenced Chase.
Yeah, but
No, I
it's,
think
that's
100%
always gonna happen.
Yeah, but the kid,
You gotta teach your
fresh.
team.
I
know.
understand that, and I can tell him that. But if the entire sideline's there screaming that it hit the wall and it's out prior to him making contact with the disc,
Yeah.
when it potentially wasn't,
No, I agree with you because during my game, like literally, you could hear in the background, Gabe's like, screaming on the field. Other people are too. Micah was one of them. Johnny just called a foul.
yeah. I mean,
No.
I'm not saying that
That
the
was-
sideline
that was
needs to be silent. Just like
That's giving you so much.
Just talk to yourself. I heard
yeah,
it.
if you have a like input on the game. I don't know how to phrase that.
I mean,
No,
because
peanut
in my
gallery,
opinion, that's
no
part of what
calories.
makes it so like fun and energetic is
That
like
is
the
also
fact
true.
that there's an actual peanut gallery like getting into it and
Yeah.
everything, and saying, "Hey, be quiet, we're playing," is a little bit takes away a lot. I think.
I see that perspective, but for I think he's like 15, isn't he?
Yeah.
But for a 15-year-old who's just learning to play Ultimate, like I was teaching him how to do a force before the game, with
Yeah.
learning all new people, it can be intimidating. So I
That's
do see
fair.
the other side of that.
Yeah.
Again, like looking back at the footage, like he looks like he was about to like call a foul, but then like everyone was like screaming like, "Oh no, hit the
Absolutely.
wall!" And then he was just like confused and was just like, "All right."
And
Or foul, I
also,
guess.
not even just the fact that it was Chase and he's young.
Mhm.
People are so scared to make calls in general.
Yeah.
So when the entire sideline's screaming,
Yeah.
So
that's discouraging.
the thing about that play is it doesn't matter if it hit the wall. That was stupid dangerous on San
Oh yeah, no, it was a flagrant for sure.
There's no reason that should not have been called a foul, even if it hit the wall. Doesn't matter if that's because that was straight dangerous. Chase could have got hurt.
Hurt,
They both could have gotten really hurt.
Yeah, but we only care about Chase here.
Yeah.
There's no Gabe team representation here.
No
so
representation.
We're biased.
So from what I saw from that game, you guys honestly played really well. Just bouncing back from the game you faced us. Honestly, the one thing I saw that I think changed the game in favor of Gabe's team was like you guys just made some poor throws. You guys were
Yeah.
working the frisbee down the field phenomenally, and just a throw here or there just caused it.
Like I haven't gone back and watched the game yet, but like from my recollection, I can remember like 5+ throws, like near non-contested throws and fully non-contested throws just dropped in
Yep.
the end zone.
Jan had I'm pretty sure was at the game. Jan had a couple drops.
No,
Jan had no drops
He
that
played
game.
real well.
Okay.
had
He
one
did.
drop.
Yeah, that was actually one thing I was.
Okay, never mind. I think that was the
Sure.
game.
I'm
Yes. Excuse me, Jan. Sorry. I was thinking of
Last week or the week before.
the week before. Yeah. Excuse me.
Last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
But yeah, went into it pretty much because like I watched Gabe's game from last week or 2 weeks ago, and like they just push stuff up open side. That's just because they're they're explosive, they're fast.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, just strike, and then somebody's open in the end zone.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, you play a legitimate force, and people downfield are on the right side.
Yeah.
You can contest every throw, and that's what we did. And we got a lot of turns for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it went well. It was just drops. So
Those
Yeah.
drops work themselves out. We had that same problem because when you're teaching your new players like this is what a force is, they're focusing so hard on where should I be, where should I not be, that it's hard to also focus on catching. So like that just works itself out. So I wouldn't worry about that.
So I don't know. Maybe like by some grace of God, if we can get my team together for the most part and just throw a disc around,
Yeah.
play box or something, I'll just chuck discs at them.
Yeah, just tell them to calm down with the disc, like, and push just a couple throwaways, like right in your guys' own end zone, and there you go. Like, go up a couple points right there. But overall, you surprised me with the amount of points you scored, just from going to our game to Gabe's, because I think Gabe's a pretty athletic team, and you guys put up a lot more points. You guys overall played better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
So what about Gabe? Did he do anything different, or is he just going with go out and play Frisbee style of offense?
I mean, I was more so trying to focus on my own players.
Yeah.
Doing stats, he definitely
'Cause-
stuck with just go out there and play Frisbee. I mean, they have like organization. It's not like they're just totally,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
out
mean,
there free form, but they're
like there's organized cuts. No one's really clogging into each other too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
they just have enough athletes that kind of understand spacing and how to be open and stuff
Mm-hmm.
that they just go out and run and it works. But it's kind of what we were talking about is switching to that a little bit. I just think it helps with, like you were saying, Mark, when you try to teach a bunch of things and throw stuff in, it's good and you need to, but it distracts pretty heavily. People start focusing on that rather than just playing. But yeah. Any other remarks? How was your shoey?
it was okay. I mean, I got like some fruity drinks, so
I do have a question. Where does the shoey go up on the stats?
Ooh, good point. We could just make a
Shoey's
separate.
done.
Yeah, shoey's done.
Well, everyone else is too much of a bitch to do a shoe.
Yeah, you'll win almost definitely.
Did you use your own shoes?
They did.
Can't do that.
Oh,
Are those red shoes?
Yeah.
Since when do you own red shoes?
They were in my closet.
that's probably
Oh
why
my
I was gonna say that's why you brought them.
Oh my.
They were probably like my cleanest shoes, but I still wore them today.
Yeah, fair.
So, because I didn't want to like scum it that bad.
You bring your boot dryer?
No, I didn't actually. I forgot it.
So
Oh,
are those the shoes you have to wear
no.
home, or are those
That's
way to have integrity, not bringing a second pair of shoes?
It's true.
I mean, I was supposed to bring a boot dryer, but I forgot it.
Yeah.
So
I'll just go throw it in the dryer and it'll absolutely destroy our audio. Just the whole time. All right. Solid game overall. Nothing
Solid game.
terrible from either team. Nothing amazing from either
So, do you want to talk about the trade conversation now, or do you do that later?
we'll do that later.
yeah,
Let's go through the games.
because that'll probably eat up a chunk of time.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Game 2 is Scott versus Pat.
teams. Yeah, and I heard this was a nail biter. He went
It
to Universe,
was went to Universe.
It went to Universe, and like it Universe was decided like it was 30 seconds, like, and then it was set to Universe. Like we were up by 1 the entire game.
No, we were
Last
down.
30.
We were down for a bit. We were up by 1. I dropped one in the end zone to go up by 2 with a minute left, and then they
It
scored.
was like that was like 5 seconds. Like they scored within 5 seconds to make it Universe.
Yeah. And then for our line out, and I think Dennis was wide open in the end zone for a long throw, and that was the game.
right? Dennis scored it.
I think
Yeah.
he did, yeah.
Nice.
There was bad communication between me and Joey.
Yeah.
On defense wise,
Yeah, no, I should have I'm gonna shoot myself. Yeah, I fucked up.
They went through?
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
did we
they called
did
time
we-
out.
Did we get it?
Did we get it in time?
We got it in time because they put it back to 3.
Okay, we got it in time. Okay.
Sorry.
Watch your
That's
sorry,
a Browns
everybody.
game. Sorry,
Sorry.
everybody. There's like
3 seconds left. They were kicking a field. Raiders are kicking a field goal and they might win.
might probably.
Oh.
I'm an analytic guy, and
Yeah, percentage wise, it's looking pretty good for them, but we'll see. Anyways,
wow.
But as a whole,
Got him.
they really wrecked us on scoring immediately every single time there was a turn. I've only watched back like the first half of that game, but every single time there was a turn, Dennis and Dan just sprint for the end zone, and Pat pumps it to him. Other than that, like, I didn't really have a good appreciation for just how much that entire offense runs through Pat. Like, they actually, no disrespect to Pat's team, weren't really doing much when someone else had to throw it. And I did a really bad job of stopping him from doing anything. Towards the end, I kind of dialed in a little bit, and that's when we went up by almost 2. But that was kind of the story of the game, was me not guarding Pat as hard as I should, and then Pat doing whatever he wanted. And then they played like a really kind of bend, don't break style of defense, where they were poaching off the whole time, so we were working it down the field really easy. And then once we got into the end zone, we were just kind of like standing around a lot. and not doing anything, and then maybe throwing it to someone who just happened to be open.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been noticing doing stats the last couple of weeks is Pat's assists are like, he's almost untouchable at this point. He's ahead by like 15.
If you watch,
He's got the twin towers.
Can we go
in
to
the end.
Yeah, go to the
overall.
full.
We'll go to
Daniel.
overall.
Pat's team is everything Dan's team wishes it could be. It's just give the disc back to Pat, give the disc back to Pat, and then let Pat do something. Give the disc back to Pat, let Pat do something.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, exactly. Yeah, so full on, he has 27 assists. Next up is
Want to talk
Gabe
about
with 22.
throws? That's
I wish I could play that game again. That was a great game though.
yeah, I'm kind of
Like,
bummed I
it
missed
was-
it.
Like I think both teams played. I went on for this with like a good half hour or so after the game, so I'm just a broken record at this point. But like both teams played amazing. I think
we made
And,
a lot
like,
more mistakes than we did. There's
we
a lot
made a
more
lot
things
of
that we could
mistakes,
clean
but it
up
was
that would have
still-
changed the outcome of the game than they did, because they did a lot of low percentage stuff that worked, and we were being much more methodical with it and just screwing it up. Like cleaning that up is a lot easier than cleaning up bombing it down the field to somebody, in my opinion. But
Back to
I
your,
don't know. It was still it was still a fighting game though. Like
Yeah.
it was nice. It was close. Despite how many times like we actually messed up, we then again like made up for it with a lot of things that we did right.
oh yeah, definitely.
Something that I saw that happened a little bit is every time Angel got the disc, you would have like
3 people running at her for a reset.
and screaming her name,
Yeah,
which does not help at all.
yeah.
Because it's just gonna put her in a panic, and she just threw it.
Yeah, it's so a couple times she would get the disc in the center of the field, and in those situations
She'd make
she can make a great throw and she puts it where it needs to go. I just get really scared when like a less experienced player gets trapped on the sideline, especially because of like Allison knows what she's doing. Allison's gonna just cram her onto that wall and not let her do anything. And I that's bad. Just scream at her like that, obviously. But
because I saw multiple times where Joey was just like Angel, 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 and she just turn and blindly throw it without even like looking.
yeah,
Because she's like, oh, my name is being yelled in this direction. I'm going to throw the disc in this direction.
Yep.
And Joey is never open enough for that to actually work.
yeah. I agree with that. There's definitely some like communication like from the handlers that needs to happen, because a couple times we ended up with like 3 or 4 people trying the handle, and a couple times like Joey generally knows how to stay out of the way, but sometimes he likes to stand still in a position where he just lets whoever's guarding him poach and block everything up. But those are easy fixes. Won't happen too much in the future.
I feel like they kind of turned Allison loose in that game, at least for the first few points. Because I was watching, and I was talking to Aaron and Elizabeth about it. I was
Yeah.
just watch everything that Allison's doing right now, because she was kind of
Well,
unleashed that first.
I will say this: I was super worried about Allison, or about Angel guarding Allison, because I know just how good Allison is, and Angel's only been playing for like a year and pick up at that. But she was really holding her own for a lot of it. There was like some classic, you just haven't played the game for as long as I have type stuff going on, but they were going neck and neck when they were both going 100%. But yeah, like catching a hammer and stuff, like Angel doesn't really know that this could appear there, so she isn't aware enough to know to guard it and stuff, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, props to Allison, because that was another thing doing stats. She's 1 down from being 3rd for touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I'm trying to remember that game because I did watch part of it, and then I said start warming up. But no, Scott, I'm pretty sure you guys were neck and neck the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were up
Yeah,
2
it
at
was-
half.
Yeah.
And then they closed with us and went up by 1, and they were up by 1 for a while. Then we caught back up. We were up by 1, and then at the end they scored and sent it to Universe.
So,
Which, if I'm tooting my own horn here, last week I did say if it came down to Universe that they would win.
Yeah, I don't like that attitude, Mike.
You tilted Scott last week.
Well, you're not. If you're gonna have that attitude, you can't be on the line when we're playing Universe.
Oh,
That
wait.
brings me to one point. I was talking with Dustin and Matt on Sunday, and they were saying like hindsight for sure. You should have taken some more time to fix your Universe line.
That's
Well,
right.
so Walsh and I were on the sideline, so that was probably our least experienced lineup out there. But you know, if my guys want to play, like that lineup had scored on the opposing lineup several times in that game. So you could say we would have had a higher percentage if both of us were out there. But you know, if they want to play and they want to give themselves a chance to win the game, like go for it.
Oh, I agree with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, not to not trust your team, but like I also said, like Angel was real tired, like at the last part.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I wasn't there, so I'm just relaying what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
And my other thing unrelated to that was Dustin seemed like he did a lot better from like just playing really wild. Like he was a lot more contained, and that's just great stuff moving forward.
Yeah.
So the Scott ended up receiving on Universe Point. They were receiving on Universe Point.
Yeah.
And that was the story of the game, is that we worked it down and then got to the end zone and then just kind of like stood around and threw it away.
So
And
at Universe, it was the situation where Angel got the disc on the wall, and then I forget who was marking her, but yeah, just like pressure was high, threw away, and then Dennis was just wide in the end zone for it.
Yeah.
The only reason she threw it away, in my opinion, because I was taking stats on the end zone line, was Joey running, screaming her name.
I could definitely see that.
It was definitely one of like the big things I noticed.
I
on
don't
that
know
turnover.
what the stall count was out there.
I think it was like 2.
Was that too?
Oof.
That's upsetting.
What was all up?
No, I was a idiot and threw my Christmas sweater in the washer, and so the lights don't work.
Yeah. So sorry, Scott. Getting back to what I was going to say is watching you guys played again like really well. You guys competed against a really good team, and I think one thing that one major point that made you guys lose was you guys didn't control what you guys should have controlled, and that was turnovers. You guys just had a couple sloppy passes here and there that I really think would have helped really give you guys what's the word I'm looking for? Not motivation. I got Michael slurping,
Yeah, I mean, I
slurping in my ear over here.
I hear what you're saying, but we're getting better with the turns every week.
Oh, 100%.
We still threw like 6 fewer turns than we threw the week before that, and 6 fewer turns than we threw the week before that. Like, it's coming down.
Sorry, I guess I'm not talking about
Momentum.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not talking about the sheer amount. I'm talking about
Well, that's
during the game. Like, there's specific plays that,
yeah.
and those are the plays that I saw. You guys would just throw a pass like over the head in the end zone where there's probably a nice, easy undercut pass. That's what I saw.
Early in the game, we were kind of
that was exactly
boosting it.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's come back to what I was saying before. Every time we turned the disc over, Dennis and Dan would just book it for the end zone, and Pat would loft it up there for him.
Yeah.
Which,
two tallest teams playing each other was pretty fun.
How did you what was your mark like? Who guarded Pat?
it was me. The mark was fine. The
Well, like,
off
what
off
did
this
you-
guarding was not great because I was kind of
How did you play that defense? Like,
what I should
did you
have
try
done.
and keep him out of a handler set?
I was poaching too much. I was playing like pick up handle defense and kind of trying to stay away and stay in the lane and muck stuff up, which was dumb because all they were ever going to do was give it back to Pat. I needed to stay between him and the disc the whole time. And towards the end, I did that a little bit more, and we got turns out of it, and we almost went up by 2, but it was too little too late at that point. We still lost.
Yeah, that is true actually, because that was something I was mentioning was with the height. Pat's strategy is like almost always just like
Yeah.
throw it to the tall people. He refuses that to be true, but it absolutely is. I'll give him the fact that he throws it accurately. It's not that he's just like throwing it up in the air and they catch it, but he's throwing it above everybody.
I don't believe that is true because the 2 tallest people on his team is Alex and James, But yeah, Allison and Dan Baumgartner.
See, but-
oh no, not Dennis. Like,
But Luke brought this up with Johnny last week, and what that ends up happening is
They
the
catch it
person
right on the end zone line,
catches it, like 5, 10, even less.
which doesn't really happen for me. I've been having some good plays, some good passes this season so far.
But they catch it very close to the end zone, and then they just dish it to the person who's open, which is the quick people who get there quick enough.
The other
But-
thing is, when you have a tall person in the field, they're going to attract the team's deep defenders,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
opens up opportunities
Yeah.
for people like Allison to make huge plays, because Allison's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
So they work really well together. I'm not going to hate on it for 1 second. They really do work well.
No, yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, I'm sad I missed that game. I heard it was really good.
it is up on the YouTube now.
That's so
I
true,
think.
yeah.
I gotta watch that. Yeah,
For
I gotta
sure.
watch that. I don't have
This
time.
is probably the hardest one to watch so far because it's just focused on the net for like
Yeah.
60% of it.
Oh.
The
so
autofocus
it's
was just going.
very difficult.
Yeah, that's
Put
hard to
the
film.
camera
there.
through the net.
I do think
Yeah.
it was a bit better than watching it through like the literal like white blocks.
I'll be
like,
honest,
the
I
beams.
disagree.
Honestly, we just gotta
But it
get
doesn't
someone
matter.
on the
we
field.
have video of it. That's all that really matters.
Get them like that stable equipment that you put around your waist, and the camera's just in. You
Yeah.
just walk around. You'll just,
Oh, that if you do that, like someone's gonna get.
They're gonna be
No, no,
they're
no.
gonna be used as a pick.
Yeah.
They're gonna be used as a
We
pick.
gotta get
Hang
someone.
it.
Hang them on a
That's-
pulley system from the ceiling,
Well,
and they.
but like a
the whole game.
a
somewhat.
drone.
No, a
That's
somewhat.
stupid.
A somewhat possible answer could actually be to have them stand on the wall inside. Because it's the net
Yeah.
itself is like behind the wall.
You just
know
gotta
what I
jump
mean?
out of the way if they come.
So like literally on top of the wall.
Yeah.
Like, because the wall's only like 4 feet tall.
Oh yeah,
So
okay,
you
yeah.
literally might be able to get on the wall.
I still
But-
say drone.
We'll see.
No one
We'll
has
probably get yelled at.
Oh, absolutely.
You borrow Nathaniel's.
You do. It's ask for forgiveness.
as if he's not using it.
True.
Yeah, Matt was having a big struggle with the autofocus. He's like, it keeps autofocusing on the net.
Could you go to where the score system is and film from there on that field?
You
We were
could.
thinking about that, but
I thought that's
think
what
it
the
would be-
plan was in the first place, but I was confused when I saw the video and there was a net in the way.
I think it's gonna look worse.
So
Because
Mike
you're
said
closer.
his biggest thing was like the aerial view is
Yeah.
It's way superior.
yeah.
It's,
So
it's so nice.
to sacrifice that, cause you can't even get.
I was,
that
I was
from the
talking
other
about more in
field.
field 3,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Right.
So, but
You can stand on the bleachers to get a little higher, but I mean, yeah.
that's
There-
still not by the scoreboard.
There are some like
That's what I'm saying.
lips on those metal beams if someone just wants to sit up there with the camera.
All the way to the top.
Well, it's like about I want to say like 9 feet in the air.
Oh, I
Just
see.
leave- if we would not get in trouble, I would do it. I volunteer
Oh,
for
sure.
You can. I mean, you just gotta put the bleacher there and just because that's where those frisbees get sucked sometimes when you're throwing them.
One thing I want to bring up before we move on to the next game is could we go over what the rules are for pulling in where you receive the disc real quick? Because there was some confusion during my game and even talking to
But-
Pat afterwards.
I will
We
say
didn't
that-
have a consensus between us.
I will say it very clearly. If the disc flies through the air and hits the back wall, it is the top of the arc.
Yep.
If the disc rolls through and hits the back wall, or lands and slides and hits the back wall, it is the front of the end zone.
Yep.
If it goes out of bounds prior,
Wait, if it in front of the end zone straight up from where it
the-
went out.
the line, yeah,
Even if
straight up.
and when it's on this when it hits on the side and
And
it
it-
rolls around the
it-
back,
it
it's
is
still
on
on
the
the
line.
It's still on the
Still
side.
on the side.
Yep.
Still
if
where
it
the
goes
disc
out of
went
bounds prior to getting in the end zone, you take it wherever it went out, center field.
That was where the disagreement was between me and Pat because they might have changed like club rules or something since he played. He said that when he played if it goes out through the air out of
Yeah,
bounds,
so that is through the air out of bounds is to the center of the field.
the center of the
if
field,
it-
he was saying
if it
it's
skips
a brick
out-
mark at like quarter way up if it goes out through the air.
No.
Okay.
It was
If it skips out,
Then it's on the sideline.
correct,
Okay.
but it's still where it went out.
Or way you
and
could-
then if it hits the ceiling, you're half field.
No matter where it hits the ceiling, you're at half field, right?
Yes.
We're not trying to like if you somehow throw
No,
it
because
straight up,
it's
still
impossible for people to be like, oh, it hit here.
Right.
It's all perspective.
Yes.
And how is it going to hit like further than half field? You know, like how is it going to like air bounce up? So it's always it's
Yeah.
very unlikely that it's going to hit before
Yeah.
the half field or after. Sorry.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page with that because there was some confusion and a couple times people on my team, I think even people on Pat's team, were keeping it at the back wall when they shouldn't, or bring it up when they shouldn't.
If you touch it while it's rolling out the back wall and hits the back wall,
Then you take it.
then you have to take it out the back wall.
Question. We talk about the back wall. Do you talk about the whole wall past the cones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just clarifying, because it does, the wall's curved, so.
It's like a normal frisbee.
Yeah, like if
Just
it
the wall is out.
if it went just past the cone and then it hit the wall on the side,
You just,
it'd be the same as if it flew out.
you're right. You just take it right in the
So
middle.
you take it up to the line.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of people are intimidated by the wall. It's an out of bounds object, so it's literally just out of bounds.
After watching Chase get panini'd, I think people should
We're
be
all
afraid of the
super.
wall.
I should be more afraid of the wall. We'll
I
talk
didn't
about
see
that
it. I
later.
didn't see it. Was it bad?
It's pretty
Oh, here I'll pull up a clip of it.
It's not good.
We're gonna.
It's just it's
Well, see, that's
Hold
what.
on.
See, not to bring up past things, but that's what I was afraid was going to happen. I don't think
I'll
you
bet
guys
you
watched the
don't.
game, but we were faced Gabe's team, and I thought Anthony was going to do that to me, so I kind of like. So I was afraid.
Yeah.
The wall is.
It is intimidating.
It's when the walls are, you just
Yeah,
got to be
Dan.
careful.
I will take
Wait,
that
you
back.
guys. It's in here.
Wait.
Wait, do it again.
I haven't seen it.
Wait, what?
So now you might have to because it's nice and
It says interesting confirm.
it's taking you to a different place. YouTube probably.
If we had good editing skills, we could put this on the.
See, that's what Mike and I were just having a bet
Oh yeah,
about.
no, there's a lot. Of,
He was
Yeah,
like, he
there
held
is
up his
that.
hands and he was like, I'm gonna put it here, and I'm like, I'll bet you a beer you don't.
by the way, I'm taking that bet.
Okay. I'm in.
Put yourself further in the
yeah,
hole.
I'm like 9 in the hole. So what's the point?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Yikes.
Smudges him. What the hell?
Joe Paul.
It was. I mean, that clip makes it worse because you can't see the context. But like, it was bad. He should have definitely held up and tried to at least get away from it. You kind of just went right.
Yeah.
into
See
it.
now that. Yeah. Exactly.
But
Yeah, it happens. It's a moment.
yeah.
Don't do it again.
Let it be known next time we play, John is going to pancake someone.
Exactly.
Good.
Next time I'll fix it. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Heat of the moment.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting
I
for
don't
it.
know. I think if Johnny pancakes someone against the wall, I think they may actually explode. So
Unless it's Wojo, then the wall's breaking. But.
Fuck yeah.
Then we have to pay for a wall.
Oh, please no.
I'm surprised we haven't.
I'd rather hit the wall than go into that net at the. I'm sorry, that net
Yeah.
caught my hands.
Ross did that last week, I think, and I was like terrified for him because I did that in the last year, and I like my entire hand was just like
It hurts so
black and
bad,
blue for,
especially
like,
in the
3
bottom of
weeks.
it. Those like metal wires connect, and I cut my hand on the metal
Wait,
wires.
there's metal wires on the net.
Well, on the
The
bottom
place
it's
we played last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, then multiple times
okay.
last year.
Yeah, I'd rather
That's
just hit a
sucky.
nice
Yeah,
solid
with it.
wall. Yeah.
Anyways,
Anywho,
game 3, prime time.
Game 3,
Fuck you,
prime
Kevin.
time.
What?
Nothing.
It says he loves you, Kevin.
I love you. Yeah.
Fuck you, you got 2 beers.
Yeah.
out of it.
Right. No, it actually was like a really good game.
well, no,
It was an
one
amazing
second,
game.
almost done.
Yeah.
I want to ask Scott one more question before moving forward.
Yeah.
So,
We're circling back to Scott's game.
yeah, real quick.
Oh,
so,
sure.
what's shit? That's kind of relates to your next game, so never mind. So I'm gonna say what's what do you think you need to work on for the next game? But
Yeah.
I just could ask that when
The
the
next
matchups. Yeah, so we'll go on.
True. But yeah, I think it was a very good game. I was extremely proud of our team. I think the turnaround from the previous week to this week was just like night and day. We decided to actually like go out and play and just have fun. We had way less bad drops, way less like, not hitting open people and trying to be heroes and whatever it was. We were playing fundamentals and it showed. I mean, we were out there having fun. What did it end up in half? It was like
We're
It was
down-
at 1 point.
It was on serve.
point.
9-8.
Yeah, it was on
serve.
serve.
9-8.
Yeah.
9-8.
Yeah, exactly on serve because we deferred and then I don't know if you guys won, but yeah, so we were exactly on serve.
And the surprise appearance from Spider-Man was...
Higgy, this motherfucker, dude. Everyone go watch YouTube. I forget at what point he
51
literally
seconds.
slips, as he's going forward, he somehow slips
It was
backwards.
literally the
Yep.
first
51
minute.
seconds into that
Okay.
video. I know
He's
that's
like-
for a fact.
I'm taking full credit for it because I went and I gave him just like the tiniest little like shoulder jab and he was like, "Gah!" and just like could not.
So you fouled him.
No, like Juke.
Oh, that sounds worse than my foul on Gabe.
I was like 5 feet from him. It was not. It was a Juke, and he was just like, "Oh god."
He was like, I thought he was gonna pass out. Like he took the hood off.
Yeah.
And he was just face was red. I'm like, we need you. That was fun. He was like, I'm gonna be late, but it's for the meme. That's what he posted in the thing. Like, really, dude?
That's absolutely worth it. Also, props to you, Higgy, for not spoiling, because that was an amazing movie. I saw it twice.
Yeah, I got it.
Thursday and yesterday.
It was pretty good. I saw it yesterday as well.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right, Kevin. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you had anything else to add.
Go for it.
Yeah, it was overall a good game. You guys came out very hot and just
You guys thought you were
very
going to roll over us?
unexpected. Very unexpected.
There's a couple points in a row where your strat just seemed to be boosted to Mark. Can you confirm or deny?
Absolutely deny it as a strategy.
Yeah, it just
Confirm
happened
confirm
like
it as
3
Mark
times in
being
a row.
so tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is, and that's actually something we've been talking about in our chat was,
How tall Mark is?
well, yes.
Does anyone have like a number guess?
I mean, it's
I
got to be
think like
7
6'7".
at least, yeah.
Oh wow.
8 foot.
But
4.
How tall is the Eiffel Tower?
I remember this is so tall. Then I'm like guarding Johnny for like 3 minutes straight ISO, and I'm just like, fuck.
can't do it.
No, but you guys definitely came out and punched us straight in the mouth. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we fell right back on our ass, and I was like, oh no, I'm not ready for this.
That was
You
part of
guys were fast, and I don't think our team was ready for that. Specifically, Luke. Luke got burned on a couple plays, but he was struggling that game, guarding the deep ball throw.
It was a very rough game for Luke.
Yeah,
Yeah, first half of the game, we heard you guys kind of like a little shouting at each other a couple times.
he was getting. I kept telling them, like, guys, they are all fast, because he said, "Oh, Mark's deceivingly fast." I'm like, no, I told everyone from the start they are all fast. That team is all fast. I'm like, give him 10 yards of cushion. But like he was trying to, he's like, I'm trying to just guard up. I'm like, no. I mean, like, yeah, Luke had nothing bad on Luke. He's a great player. It's just he had a rough game, and the first half we weren't, we cut. We weren't resetting. Madeline's our resetter, so Luke or Matt would throw it to her, and then they would just sit there. I'm like, you guys got to wrap back around and give her a dump in case she needs it, because she was forced to take a bunch of sloppy throws. But the first half, and then the second half, we just turned it on, and you guys scored 1 point the last 11 minutes of the game. So,
Yeah, it was almost. I think it was like a reverse,
literally.
but in the sense that we started to also.
We also scored 2 points in the last 6 seconds of the game.
Yeah, very
Yes,
true.
We did. Yes, we did.
Sure did. I mean, we're just that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest factor in that was our newer players were playing really well. And
Yeah.
Our more veteran players from the handle sack, we have a lot of people that are used to be more of a hybrid role, and putting us as a dedicated handler role, a lot of us, I know for myself especially, I'm just not used to that role, especially at stall 7. So you'll see me do a lot of like club ultimate kind of thing. I'll make a pass, I'll want to be hanging back, ready to do that clear cut. It's stall 7. I need to get out of there. And it's just like, it's hard when I'm like thinking about other things. And that was, yeah, from our handle set, we just got to get that experience. But I was really happy. I played with so much emotion, especially that first half.
That's the whole point of winter leagues. Play with emotion. Celebrate. That's the whole point. It's to have fun like that.
It's such a fun game.
Yeah.
Get competitive. Which, yeah, to that point, primetime games are amazing. That was my first
Atmosphere.
one. And
Atmosphere is so
it makes
great.
it so much better.
Yeah.
Gets you so hyped.
They had a great layout to your early game.
I did.
A lot of highlights on that.
There were a lot of highlights.
There were. It was.
You had 2 or 3 skies over Mark, but not quite skies.
He
One of them was.
after it, like,
Paul had a great catch in the end zone, falling backwards.
Yep.
It was good. That was a fun game. So for the captain's questions I had, what do you think you guys did really well on, and what do you guys think you guys did super poor on, I guess?
I think really well was just getting back to playing Ultimate. We made great passes. We were very specific one is we were hitting resets way more than we did any of the other weeks, and that really showed because we had way less turns and just way less mistakes. But honestly, yeah, we just started to kind of have fun because that was our entire plan for that week. Was just like, all right, we put a thing in play week 2. Remember that we're still going to do it, but just play, make good choices and get open.
Right.
But not so great, I think, is probably we still don't really set a force, basically at all. Or when we do, it's whoever's on the disc does it, and then everybody else just kind of is still playing defense wherever they are. So keeping to a force is really, really important. Those are the two like really big on each side. There's obviously small mistakes and things like conditioning and whatnot that we still got to work on, but
yeah,
I think overall we were doing pretty well.
Yeah, before we go to Kevin, I would just have to say, if you guys played like that the first half, the second half, and you guys played like that through the rest of the season, you guys have a really, really good chance of winning the majority of your games.
I think
just got to play a little smarter. I think that's about it.
I think that exact sentence was what both Mark and I said after the game.
What?
like literally, if we play like we did in the first half of this for the rest of our season, we're gonna win.
That was you guys. I was like Kevin said, I was very surprised. Like I forget, it was like you guys were up like I don't know, it was like you guys were up a point or something in the beginning. Like this is going to be a game. Mm-hmm. We have to kick the burners on.
We got the first break.
That was actually
that
was part of our pregame talk. Was Kevin Seam was gonna come out thinking they're gonna just dominate us. So let's prove that that's not true. And we did.
All right, Kevin, what do you think we did really well on, and what do you think we did really poor on?
So something that I think we did very well on was our cutters always hitting the first open throw or just resetting the disc and just keeping it moving break side. We did that pretty well. Defensively, we played pretty well marks downfield to an extent. Sometimes we got a little off guard where someone was running strike and beating their guy by like 10 yards and someone would jump it. And that's fine. It's fine if you want to jump it. If someone is in that space and wants to jump that, I know it happened in the end zone a couple times. But then we got lazy on the mark and then got broken and thrown into the scores.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Then what we did not well is some of our handlers looked off a lot of first open hands.
Yeah.
Like just, they're open. Okay. Let me look for a better option.
TJ, did you catch Luke like on the kickoff on the throw to us? Luke literally like waited for everyone to get set up.
I was very confused.
I was like, Luke, I'm open. Like I was open like 15 yards down the field.
He did that like 3 times. Yeah. I don't understand why.
The reason I was as late as I was to that mark was because I was confused.
Yeah, I was like sitting there. You were walking.
I don't remember who I had because we like counted off quick or whatever it was. I was like, I don't know where I'm going, what's happening. So I was just gonna wait for like a play to start and pick up who's open.
Right.
And I was like, I guess I'm on Luke.
Well, Madeline came down, and that's something to do with Madeline. Madeline's very self-aware of the situation, and she caught it before I did. She was like, after you guys scored or something, she was like, why is Luke just like waiting for them to set up? I'm like, you're right.
You don't have to answer it, especially if you don't want to change it, but is it true that 1, 2, and 3 mean 1 would be deep, 2 would be under, and then 3 would be a reset?
Close.
Okay.
You're close.
Okay.
1 and 2 are correct.
Okay. Yeah, right. And then 3 exactly would be like some sort of like get a handler open type deal. Whatever that is.
We actually never use 3.
Okay.
We need to, and we
someone
don't
screamed
use
3
3
at one point, and something happens.
We don't use 3, and we need to use 3. It's very good.
Yeah, but no, going on what Kevin was saying, a couple times I had a nice undercut because you guys are playing me pretty soft. So I'm like, all right, well I'm going to get 15-yard unders every time. You've worked away, and Luke a couple times just kind of shooed me off like, dude, I'm open. Like, let's work it up the field 10 yards.
There were a couple times that he looked you off where I was next to you up the field ready to sprint and make a play on it that he looked off. Just not every single time, but there were a couple times when I was totally ready to cheese that because I knew you were going to do it.
Right, no, yeah.
So there were a couple good look-offs, but he definitely looked you off a lot more than he needed to.
Yeah.
There was also, like, one of the things we also struggled on is taking weird angles to make the right throw. Like, there were a couple times where Ben got on the sideline and I was cutting strike for an open backhand, and he just throws a hammer. And then you guys ended up turning it again, and then Luke gets it on the thing. I make the same exact cut, and he throws a forehand, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, that's definitely... as much as we like kind of give Beefcake a hard time, I think that's the main reason. Is he, instead of throwing a backhand, instead of trying to learn how to throw a backhand or step out,
I think
throws a hammer.
he doesn't choose the correct throw for the situation.
He's just not. He's not patient in the. He's just not self-aware. He's had a couple throwaways where Madeline wasn't even ready to come around. She's trying to get around to him, and I'm not like trying to talk bad on Beefcake. So what we tell him, like, hey, we all have a role here, and your role like is more so cutting. Like, yes, if you get the disc, just look for a dump. Don't try anything flashy, because that's what our team succeeds on. We have the least amount of turnovers and drops because we're patient. We don't need to do any of that. We just reset it.
He didn't play bad though.
No, he didn't. And one thing, I'm looking at the stat sheet for your guys' team. You guys all did a very great job scoring. Like, you guys all participated in scoring, and we did a very good job with our defense. We all participated in some defense.
No, that's very true. I actually remember throwing our stats up there, and I was like, wow, this is like hilariously accurate to like a draft.
Yeah.
It's literally just like 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. It was cool.
I think one of my favorite points from that game was when Palms was guarding me in the end zone. I just squat down a little bit and like get in the ready position to cut, and Palms gets like the same position, like this far away from my face. I just started laughing.
Can we get a screenshot of that? Is it on the video? Is it on the video?
Definitely. That's one of my favorite things that Palms does. His defense is just like, I am in your pocket. That's just
right.
We'll never get rid of it.
And
it works so well.
Right. And two things.
It is just
because a lot of the bench I heard was talking about this, and I just kind of want to clarify. Can we go over what Higgy called so we like have it in the future, because it related to Sam as well.
That's a really good point. I wanted to say that because
play?
I was there and it was dangerous play.
Okay.
So he didn't like recognize the dangerous play as a call, but he was just like, I didn't like that. And then we like talked about it, and we were like, okay, yeah, that was dangerous play. It was, in my opinion, right on the edge of dangerous play because Holmes kind of had a route to it. It was just the fact that he's so fast that he was just like barreling in on him. Yeah. So he just like dove at him. So
see, if Palms would have went off a little bit, then but he went like kind of straight in the line. He could have definitely tried to just get the arm, but he like got his whole like side of the Higgy. So I got it.
Yep. And that's why I just kind of like sat there. I was like, all right, so this was a dangerous play. Basically, it means that if it was contested, then it goes back to the throw, just like a foul. Yeah. And then if it wasn't, it's as if Higgy caught it where it was.
I definitely was sitting on the sideline like, from where I was on the sideline, like, that didn't look like anything that bad.
No.
And I watched the video, I'm like,
you see the video, you see the line of path. You see the line of path he took, and then he had a phenomenal play literally right after that. He like, you can't see in the video, that's the one where I drop it, but Palms hits it and it like redirects a certain way, and he just did enough to get it off my like field of vision. I was like, boom! I was like, oh shit! But
he went and grabbed it.
So I just want to clarify, because I know the whole sideline, including just shitting on me.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
shit on Johnny.
Johnny called the foul, of course.
Johnny,
I was like,
you can be off the field if there's a foul.
I can even be there. I don't even have to be there. Honestly,
it's Johnny that called it.
An entire week leading up to this, I kept posting I wanted to have 0 turns.
I didn't even think
Did Paul
0 turns, and I had 2. One of them was a really good. Well, one of them I threw. I don't know if it counted. Kevin D'd it. And it was a hammer to hammer to Palms. And I had another one where I threw a flick reset to an under from Palms that got D'd by a defender that was clogging the lane.
Mm. Yeah, so for D's, it's whoever threw it gets a turn still, but it's also a D. But yeah, no, and then what did we also say that like?
But that's like a from last week. I felt like it was just a huge improvement.
Yeah, because this other thing is you don't have to have 0 turns by any means. Like
I'm kind of getting at. Sorry,
no, you're.
Every team is improving like week by week. Like every team is improving whether win or lose. Like I definitely see it.
That is 100% the only actual goal of this league.
No, right.
Is to get
make new friends, because I don't have a whole lot, but I made a couple. I went to Madeline's Christmas party.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
There's actually one point where you guys had probably the most interesting catches in a row.
Oh my god, where we like bobbled him
Where
like 5
Aaron
times.
like
Yeah,
bobbles
yeah,
it
yeah.
and like catches it right before it hits the ground, and then the next throw.
What?
The immediate next throw. I don't know
was
who it
Paul,
was.
who
Was
also
Matt-
bobbled
who
it.
bobbled-
You forgot. Madeline's sister bobbled it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
And
true,
then
yeah.
Palms bobbled it. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
going on here?
There were a lot of bobbling.
Patrick on the sideline screaming, "Next point's worth 10."
And speaking of interesting catches, I gotta just put off on the record. After watching the video, the 2 catches I had were pretty close to the end zone. No one on the other team really said anything besides Mark, but I didn't even hear you. But I just gotta like from looking at the camera, yeah, in the different angle, but like during the moment, it's super hard, and I'm looking at imaginary lines. So
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, nobody thinks you did it on purpose. Right?
okay, yeah.
The first one, I still, even watching the video, I stick with it was in.
Okay.
I think you landed your first foot in.
The one on
Second
Paul
foot
I
out.
caught. I don't know if I was 100%.
Yeah,
in,
that one was way less, but
I was help defense.
yeah, exactly.
I'll count that on me.
Do you know if I was in or not? 'Cause I don't. The camera looks like I don't know. It was so hard to
It
tell.
was enough. It was definitely enough to be morally like, yeah, you're in there.
It was at the end of the game. Yeah, I was over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happens. I mean, that's the whole point of, like, we've mentioned this a couple times in the podcast, is Frisbee is still self-officiated. So, like, you just talk with the people who are in the play, and
If they don't think so, we just
I wasn't.
goes right
I didn't
back.
walk away thinking, I'll give it to him. I walked away like,
hey,
yeah. I was like, yeah, I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, who was on me? Was it Zach or?
I don't remember.
it
It
was
was
probably
Zach or Mark. I don't know which one.
During the score, I don't think it was me.
I don't know.
no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I know 3 of us in Palms were doing a fair amount of help defense. Not a ton. We were doing a lot better on defense, but that still happens where someone will just break deep, and then we're like, oh, well.
And like, I meant to tell you this. When I went to celebrate by slamming the disc, first of all I do it with no malice, like this towards no one, just like celebrating. And you went to go pick it up. I felt so bad. I watched the video. I'm like, what the heck? I feel like absolute shit now that I did that. I was just celebrating a catch, and then I saw you're like, I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, Paul, you're gonna make me sad now.
I watching it back. As soon as you score, the disc is not safe. It becomes a target. Either slam or
No, last week, Joey literally, once he scored, he threw the disc and it hit someone. It is in the video. Go watch it. Joey scores, he like turns around, pegs someone right in the chest, he's like, sorry. Dustin comments, he's like, Joey, and he starts cracking up.
If I score, I like to like rock it and like pretend like
That's
put the
a
baby
good
to sleep,
celebration.
but, like,
Yeah, John, I gotta say, your TD celebrations this year, they've gone downhill, man.
I know.
You're just being
had
real
a-
barbaric
We
about
had
it.
a bet on the sideline going for when the Fortnite dance would come out, and it didn't.
Yeah, I like my Salt Bay one's the best, but I need actual grass to sling on the disc.
True, yeah.
It's like catches it gone. It's like hot potato.
I'll be more mindful.
All right, that'll be a thing. We'll have to vote on who had the best
Who had the best
celebration
spike.
every week, and I don't know.
Joey legit did something.
I
Do you remember who?
I
Do you
had
remember that,
one-
Mike?
No, I don't.
I had one
I know it
2
was-
weeks ago
Is Joey
where I
gonna
had a
watch it?
stroke on the wall.
What?
Because Higgy and I were like running breakside towards the wall, and Higgy's like, "Oh, I'm not going into the wall." I'm like, "I am." And I got in the end zone, and then I look back at Higgy, and I just start going at the wall. I'm like,
Oh, okay. Is that the one where like you kind of strided in for that?
maybe.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what the
All I know is afterwards, I looked like
A
the
dead
dying
fish.
fish. Christina messaged me, and she's like, "What's going on here?"
What did you do?
I'm like, combination of 10 tequila shots prior. And
I got whiffs of tequila as I was running through that. I was like, jeez.
Wild. Speaking of almost at the wall, Mark using every inch of the field on that throw to me.
Yeah, that
I
was a
love
good
it.
catch.
I love it.
That was a good catch. And like, I hope everyone like experienced that type of primetime game because like I just like the crowd there, and that's why like we should get a crowd for every 9:00 game because it's a good atmosphere.
The way that I scheduled the league, I tried to make it so every person was in every time slot about the same amount. Problem is with three
Yeah.
time slots in 10 games, it's gonna end up being
somebody gets
3, 3, 4. Like so, you're gonna have one of the time slots 4 times. So one team will end up having 4 primetime games. Everyone else will just get 3.
But bravo to everyone that's coming to those 9:00 games, seriously, and just showing support just in general. It's nice.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of like friends and stuff too.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like, keep them coming. It's fun.
Want to roll in the predictions then? Start getting into next week a little bit.
Sure.
2 weeks.
Well,
Oh yeah, sorry.
Two weeks,
Yeah,
Christmas
January 6th.
It's at the top.
January
This one right here?
No, very
do we
soft.
want to
Oh,
roll
yeah,
the
sorry.
predictions, or
Yep.
do we want to talk about possibility of
Oh,
That's
draft.
a
I
good
think that
point.
can
That's a
come-
decent question.
'Cause
So
that's gonna
Yeah, we
kinda
can save predictions for like next week or something.
yeah, that's a good point. So let me give my little spiel here. So the goal of the league is for every team to be as competitive as possible. We don't care if Kevin wins every single game by 50, but we do care if one team is losing every game to the point that it's ruining the experience of the players on that team. So year one, my team lost our first 3 games relatively close, and I talked to my team, and we decided that we wanted to stay together as a squad and try to, get our feet back underneath us. We ended up going 1-9-1, I believe, because we had shitty overtime rules that year. The next year, Dan's team lost his first 3 games by an average of like 9 or 10 points, and we redistributed 2 or 3 players, and you ended up with like a 4-6 or a 5-5 regular season records, and every team was right in the
second
mix.
place finish.
And second place finish, they made it to the Grand National Finals for our league. It really improved the level of competition and the experience and the any given Sunday kind of attitude that we have, because just the parity was through the roof. This year, I think it's a little bit in the middle, where your first 2 games were close, and your second 2 games were less close. I haven't formally talked to your team, but I've heard some opinions expressed about how they would feel about trades and trying to rebalance the league. I would be interested to hear what your perspective is.
So I personally, I don't think my perspective matters as much
Sure.
because I'm biased on it, and that like I think we can win games. I think
Mhm.
we can for sure win games. Do I think that I'm going to win every single game and make it to playoffs? Probably not, because that's what I have to do from now on.
Sure.
Is win literally every single regular season game from now on. But
Maybe if a 5-5 team could make the playoffs.
okay, so like I have one more loss.
Yeah.
But like, because it really is just like drops. That's
Yeah.
all that's happening is we're dropping the disc.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got blown out by Kev, but
Yeah.
you got blown out, and then you came out and performed other games.
Yeah.
Like it happens. So, like I think the team can function, but if people aren't enjoying the experience, then for sure I'm open to the idea.
Okay.
I think that they can get it together.
Yeah. So tentatively, and if anyone disagrees, we can have this conversation. But the way I'm thinking of doing it is we put out the mid-season Winter League survey. By the way, please fill it out. We'll put you in a raffle for a disc if you fill it out. And give serious feedback too if you fill it out. I don't just want everyone to be good jobbing us for a whole survey.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you think
sorry.
I'm an asshole, tell me I'm an asshole. That's fine.
Good jobbing is great, but it's not really useful.
Give me the tea.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna redo it then. Shit.
But so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of look at the league's consensus for it, and as last I checked, the league is overwhelmingly in favor of some
Okay.
rebalancing.
Yeah, really?
I'm
Are
gonna,
they really?
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
specifically
So far.
look at what your team has to say,
Mm,
and just kind of take that as a separate like vote poll amongst them
right.
to decide if that is the route we take.
Mhm.
Does that
No.
sound reasonable?
No, for sure. Because I'm personally in the same boat as Dan. I think that the team isn't anywhere near as like lopsided as it was last year, at least, because that was the only one I was in. And I feel like you can definitely win some games, but it's absolutely most important for the people playing if
Right.
they enjoy it, if they want to.
Right,
stick.
because I don't want to be so selfish as to be like, all right, we just gotta get together and throw disc for twice a week prior to our games,
Yeah.
so that, like in our game, we still had an absurd amount of drops, and it was a
Yeah.
1-point game.
That
So
game
like
was
that,
very
that for
winnable.
sure makes me feel like
Your first 2 weeks were very winnable. You could easily be what 2-2
Me.
and 2.
yeah,
right
and
now.
like I'm not gonna say that we don't drop any and we beat Gabe. Like I don't know if there's enough instances to justify that we could have won that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I could easily be 2-2 for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it's not about me.
I talked to Christina,
Mhm.
and I told her that she should be able to have one guaranteed trade that whatever she wants, she gets. And I asked her if she could have that, what would she do?
Mm.
And she said she'd trade herself away.
That reads Christina's nothing but rude to me.
Christina's super nice. She just has like a unique like you just have to know her. She's really nice, or maybe she just likes. me.
Well, I think that your two personalities butt a lot. You're both like, very independent.
Yeah, no. I mean, she talks to me. She gives me like constructive feedback, and I incorporate it. So I mean, fair.
So, question. So let's say this trade were to happen. That's a really big thing. Rebalancing these teams. We're almost halfway through the season, and teams have established themselves, gained some chemistry. So how do you guys go about reconstructing these teams in a way that might be better off balance?
So last year, what we did, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we kind of looked at what the main issues your team was having were, and we made specific trades to try and address those. And we kind of went the strategy of minimum effective dose, where we wanted to change as little as possible.
Okay.
And from an outside perspective, it seems like one of the main things your team is missing is a secondary handler.
I think I have it. I think it's just decision making
Okay,
from that stance.
sure. But so in that case, one of the things we had talked about was something along the lines of trading Vince for Matt or Vince for Higgy, because that would get you that secondary handler without completely ruining the team that those players would be coming from, because your team is nothing but handlers. Your team is 5 handlers and then Kevin and Johnny.
Which, by the way,
works
Johnny still
perfectly.
had 0 turns that entire game
Yeah.
last week. So
Yeah, that's
So-
another decision we got to talk about.
That's my first thoughts. I don't know what anyone else has to think about it.
Yeah, I think a big factor that plays into it isn't just like the skill difference. It's like there's a lot of experience difference too.
Mhm.
It's kind of the way that TJ drafted his team, where it's like I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like my athleticism in the field, like I'm fast, but I'm not tall. Like I'm good, but like my value to a team really comes from like I help a lot of the less experienced people. So it's like having a lot of experience to help foster the newer players is big. When
That's
you have
a really
too many
good way of
inexperienced
phrasing it.
players, it's harder for them to grow. Because like before your game, I was talking to Chase like 10 minutes about what a force is. I drew some stuff up.
I was trying to help him with
Yeah, and those
red
things
zone
help.
defense.
And having a player like that, even though it's not like you guys just aren't good enough, a lot of that just having somebody there to just be like a force
That's-
multiplier and like a teacher.
That's a great point. His team is like, I would say,
It's pretty bare bones.
yeah, you got some people that are just new to the game, but I honestly think you guys just need to play just someone who's going to go out there and make plays. No one. I think I'm not trying to be mean, but there's not one person on that roster that I could say that's going to be the
So should
game
we trade
changer.
you to Dan's team?
So what?
That's what it sounds like you're advocating for.
No, there's other playmakers. First of all, let's keep that in mind. Dan, I wouldn't mind joining your team, but I don't think that balances Kevin's team. Then
Everyone's talking about for one. I think we might have to do like multiple moves, people around on multiple teams.
That's what I was saying. This might be
if we are actually going to do like a trade. You're just doing a 1-for-1 doesn't
fuck it up,
do
or
a-
vice versa.
So
doesn't do a whole lot for everyone else.
the issue with
Can I
that,
grab me my
in
little
my
range
mind,
water?
is the fact that the 4 other teams have like a perfect circle of suck. Like, I beat you, who beat you, who beat you, who beat you. Like it's very even among the other 4 teams.
Not entirely.
So I would be hesitant to take anyone from them just from a perspective of you don't want to create another team that's going to lose a bunch of games.
Well, the thing is, if you do a 1-for-1 trade and you make Dan's team better,
Yeah.
all of a sudden now, TJ right now is one away from Dan just because he beat Dan by 1.
Sure.
So theoretically, stat-wise,
That's
if you
a good
make
point.
Dan's team better, now TJ's in the same boat Dan is,
Sorry,
and now
I
we're
thought-
screwed.
Yeah.
And now
Oh,
we
so-
didn't change anything.
So
So you kind of have to move a couple people around to try and make it.
so you're
correct.
saying we need to move people around not just to help out Dan's team, but to help out the entire bottom half of the league?
I mean,
If
Dan
we're
did
getting
lose by
trades to
1
an extent,
point
yeah.
twice, so it's hard. Yeah.
It's less of a trade; it's more of a balance.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my point with Dan is that I don't necessarily know if it's needed yet.
No, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
if it's
there's
needed.
not much.
Then
I was gonna
you
say,
have to
where
do it,
do you
right.
make that decision?
Right.
We're 4 weeks in. It's 1 week later than we did last year already.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But that's the hard part about it is
Yeah.
like I don't know.
It definitely has to be more of a rebalance than just a 1-for-1 trade.
Absolutely. I mean, a way to possibly do that is every single captain gets a new player, drops one, and gets a new one.
I was thinking, you get him in a more of a veteran hybrid player, and then a veteran, like cutter, and then for us, like we swapped like Elizabeth like with her sister or something.
Okay.
There's multiple. Yeah, there's multiple routes. It's definitely complex. This is not going to be easy. If we do
So-
because like
No,
the
this-
bottom one gets 2, and then the second bottom one gets like 1 swap. But like that was just an idea. I really
Okay,
Mhm.
so let's do this then. Can we have everybody in this room come up with a different trade scenario for how we think it should go, and we can talk about it next week?
Yeah.
That sound reasonable?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Just because I have my thoughts, but I have no idea what's best, and what they would prefer, and what the other teams who are affected would prefer.
Right.
And I think if we're doing that, try to not necessarily use stats and stuff like that. Because
I would say ignore stats.
Oh,
Stats
fully, yeah.
fully
Yeah.
throw stats out the window.
Because even just looking at the schedule right now, which has our point differentials, like sure, Kevin's at 32 plus and Dan's at negative 28, but
I would say
It
look at
doesn't tell you.
records. I would say you could look at
record
records.
sure, yeah.
Records and point differentials are useful because that's
I
like
don't know about-
absolute. But
Yeah, that's a good
specific
point.
stats,
So-
Yeah.
turns, throwaways, D's.
Yeah.
I would. That's garbage.
But I don't even know if point differentials is that helpful
it's
because
hard.
like I don't think that Dan's team is what does that end up being 60.
And
I don't
this,
think he's 60 points worse than
see, I
Kevin
think
by
this
any
might,
means.
might be a little more complex. I think the best way to do it, you would have to look at his past games and see what's working and see what's not working, and find out people that could patch those mistakes.
Yeah, 'cause it's hard because our team, like we're 5th, but like the big reason that we were struggling our seasons, we changed our offense 3 times
Yeah.
in a row with our two people. So it's like now that we've settled in, we're gonna start getting better. And it's like that's
Yeah.
kind of
So,
thing.
yeah,
It's like
I
it's
did-
a lot
I
about
did
the
the
meta of
very
the
same
team
thing.
to me.
Yeah.
So you look at Dan's one of the big mistakes, throwaways and drops and just not taking time. So you try to find someone who's
Yeah.
decently athletic that doesn't make those mistakes, and you try to patch it in.
Sure.
Take an
So
Elliott.
going back to the trades, I completely agree with Paul. So far, like the rhythm that I'm looking at is just like, 2 from Kevin's to 2 from Dan's, and then 1 from Pat's to 1 of TJ's.
Well, I don't
But then I
necessarily
say that
think
Gabe's and Scott's stay the same.
Are you saying strictly that the 2 from Kev's team go to my team, or just Kevin changes 2 players?
I just think, I don't know, man.
'Cause I don't think-
this
Oh,
takes
mine
a
wasn't
lot of-
2 from
lot of-
Kevin's. Mine was 2 end up on his team from however it works
Okay,
out.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you get one. Yeah. Okay.
I think
Because
these
then
is-
the veteran presence like rub-off helps teach his newer players, so it's like kind of like
Yeah,
Also
because
like
essentially,
for the
yeah,
most
like,
part,
so
right
just
now I'm the
2
only one
change.
with like real experience. So it's,
Ross kind of, but real
he
experience.
hasn't played anything outside of Macedonia.
Pick up. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So like I wouldn't not to say Ross doesn't understand, but like I wouldn't say he would be teaching people.
No, but he's like your second solid.
Yeah,
It's a big difference between like knowing
Josh
how to
is
play the game. and how to
Josh
teach
is
it.
pretty new. Chase is fresh egg.
Jan's been.
So Jan, he has experience
Did he
now.
do
He's
Kent?
playing in college.
Yeah.
He's just real non-vocal about it, and that like he more so is a follower than a leader.
Yeah.
So like if I ask him to like set an O-line or something when I'm off the field, I don't know exactly how he goes about it.
No, yeah.
But
Just tell him to do it while you're on the field, and then you'll know how he goes about it.
Charisma and skill are two different things.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a lot better at teaching than I am at playing. I make a lot of stupid decisions, but I can also help somebody fix those same stupid decisions.
Perfect. Like something you just gave me a good idea. You're very you control the whole setting. You're very good with your emotions. That would be a good fit for Dan's team. You would be a great fit for Dan's team. Actually, if we would have to do a trade, I honestly might.
you couldn't take Mark off TJ's team.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be very tough.
But that's our problem. And we have to try to
you
replace
need a
him.
really extreme trade to TJ's team.
Yeah. See,
But that's why I
And
think
then-
this is
We
hard.
need at least Christina.
I think the
Christina wants to leave.
I think the every captain.
Christina,
Losing
you're on my
someone.
shit list.
I think the every captain losing someone and gaining someone is likely the easiest way to do it. And the way you balance it is that Kevin, what is it right now? Kevin, Pat, maybe even Gabe, all slightly decrease.
They
and
have
then
to, yeah,
Scott
you would
and
have
Dan
to.
increase.
So, I will say selfishly that the way my team is built would make a trade with us probably the most difficult
Mhm.
because we're so much more like evenly distributed. Because all the other teams definitely have like a captain who's like the guy, and then people they can throw to. Like if you replace pretty much anyone on Gabe's team who isn't Gabe or Elliot,
Oh
I
God.
don't think they would really notice too much.
Yeah.
But like my team is a lot more about because it's a much more even kind of talent distribution, much more about the cohesiveness and the
But I think that
communication part.
I think that's where it comes into the captains picking who they're giving up. So like, for example, you can give Angel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you could give Angel to where, like you're saying, you're still pretty even, but you're just slightly improving depending on who you get. Like that's the thing is like you kind of pick who it is. And then obviously like we have to be honest about it. Like Kevin can't just be like, oh, I give, you have a fantastic team, so I don't even know who's bad. But like you just gotta
Peter Parker did pretty bad.
that's true.
Before he
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, that is true.
Sorry, Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man had one drop and one fall.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Spider-Man's gone. Spider-Man's done.
Yeah,
He's not showing up
He
anymore.
turfed the shit out of that fucking backhand. He was like, shh, I'm like, motherfucker.
You can have Spider-Man, Dan.
He tore his ACL, man. He's gone.
And that brings up a hard thing, like you got to trade someone that's worth value, and so
Everyone on every team is worth value.
to some to some degree, and that is the most I'm trying to say in the most nice way because that is possible. We have a ranking system for a reason. We try to
the
balance
ranking
the league.
system is
A little skewed.
It's suspect.
Skewed. I would,
Very. It's very heavily biased towards how good people are at pickup, which is barely related to how good you are at real frisbee.
Absolutely. And even more so related to how well you know people.
And your balance within certain teams.
Yeah.
But that is something we could think about next year is actually literally just using, stats aren't great, but using stats as a way to rank,
Yeah.
which would skew still.
I have a hot
But-
take, but I'll save it for another time.
I mean, I don't
For
know.
Kevin's
Send
team.
your hot take right now.
No.
Here's my hot take. The league is fine if Gabe chooses Elliot or if Dan chooses Elliot in the first round.
Yeah, I whatever. We all have our own ways of
No.
thinking.
No, first round, yeah. Christina was fine. The next pick should have been Elliot.
Who did they get around to?
Not even.
No, Elliot
Elliot
was chosen.
If
Yeah,
you
never mind.
you
You got Ross
Johnny.
in the second round.
I like the strategy of choosing Christina because she's gonna have consistent mismatches every single time she lines up. You definitely could have got her in the second round and also had Elliot.
You also you skipped me I'm pretty sure once or twice as well.
I don't know why you're not picking Johnny. You and Johnny would work so well.
I feel like I proved myself to be. I feel like I proved myself this league to be a versatile.
Keep going.
He's a Renaissance man.
Johnny is like
Johnny. I
god.
want to Johnny.
Johnny on the spot.
Johnny,
I think
You,
I'm
you
pretty
better
good.
have, Johnny, you better have at least 2 like half field or further points in our next game. or
I
else you
did
can't-
this past game. So
Okay, well you better have 2 this next game.
I don't know about that.
So what? So Dan was trying to build a team with no egos.
Yeah, I'm the only.
But I play. Oh Jesus Christ!
Here, John, let me reiterate real quick. So this season I've been pretty good. I had some good throws.
No, I'm just trying to like. He's 100% right. If you just picked a fucking normal lineup, it wouldn't be in this conversation.
Yeah, no, listen. I fully understand that I'm a brainlet, and I drafted horribly. Okay, I get that.
But it's work.
Would I change a thing? No.
So what the whole thing is? The whole reason Dan was like doing this, he's like, I'm gonna draft like this because I don't want any other egos. And I'm
What
like,
about Elliot? He
Elliot's
doesn't-
not an ego, and Dan's like, you're right, but still.
I also think Elliot doesn't like me.
R.I.P. in the group chat.
Yeah, that's probably what-
Why?
Doesn't
I
have
don't
to listen
know.
to this podcast. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I think I'm too loud.
Yeah,
I think I'm
Dan's
too
just-
loud for Elliot.
he's too much for Elliot for sure.
But the
Like
crazy.
he is such a humble, nice kid, and then I'm just a monster.
Elliot,
He's
if
so
you ever-
he's
if
such
you
an
ever-
asshole.
Elliot, if you ever take the time and get up to this point for some weird reason, you may hate us, but we love you.
Hi,
We
Elliot.
think you're amazing.
But the crazy thing is, like you were this close to being 2-2 for the way you drafted.
I'm aware.
Christina's so pissed. I know she is. It never beat. Michael literally came up to me the first game. He said, "I fucking hate my team."
Was Christina at the draft?
On the field, he said that. He said, "I fucking hate my team."
Hey Mike, you're on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't want our team to change, man. I don't want to leave it.
If we're doing
I
captain
love our
trades, Scott's the
Michael's-
you off first.
Michael Damian Long's name's right in the fucking hat.
I just don't want our team to change. I really love Huck Dynasty.
I don't remember even doing any trades. Last year was like such a blur because of COVID. Like
It
we had
was
so
one
many
trade.
subs. We had so
well,
many
it was
subs.
no, there were 2 trades because they got Zach and someone else.
No, they just got.
Matt Ferris
Can
has
confirm Elliot does not listen to the podcast.
Why?
Because he filled out the survey.
Oh no, yeah, we already know this year.
Yeah, Dan did get 2 trades.
Matt
He
Ferris
got
has
heavy.
fast food like every day. I told him you could be such a better version of yourself. So like if you get him to clean up New Year's resolution, he's gonna be like a monster.
Matt Ferris.
That's what he's doing works.
Every
Never
day.
trying to change anything.
Every day, coming in with his helmet and his school books, sets him right on the sideline. Gets ready to go play. Remember, every day in outdoor, he always brought all his books with him to the field. I just didn't know why. Matt Ferris,
Yeah.
and brought his helmet, and it is about it has to be like a 10-gallon water bottle, metal. I think it knocks someone out.
Rode his bike every.
No,
He's
yeah.
doing firefighters.
Yeah, he really enjoys that. He really likes that. Good for him.
Medic?
I thought he was a
Firefighter.
He's going for firefighter specifically.
But you like it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff. Yeah.
Ever seen those videos of dudes like they take a ladder
And they like
and then they?
Oh, the competitions, those are nuts.
I don't know if they're competitions. I think it's just like
No, they're racing.
The, the ones I've seen
Those
were
are
2 guys
competitions.
going up on like parallel walls.
Okay. Yeah, those are really cool.
But so let's table that for now. I want to see. I don't know what your guys' plans are next week, but I want to see 6 or 7 different trade concepts.
Remind me day of.
I'm not gonna do that.
Please.
Look, man, if you don't come up with anything, you're just gonna get what you get.
What? I mean, just for discussion. 'Cause, like,
Oh, sure.
yeah, I'm not saying like tell me what to do.
Yeah,
I'm saying like don't forget to.
yeah.
Don't forget.
Set an
Just
alarm.
like I forgot my sweater.
Set an alarm.
Dan will do it Monday at like 6:58.
He'll get here, like,
Why?
shit.
Yeah, he'll get here and write it down.
Just like I drafted.
Here, listen to the podcast. I'll be a reminder.
Yeah. Nice.
Me.
Christina will remind you.
No, she won't. She doesn't like me.
Yeah, she's trying to get off your trash squad as soon as possible.
The first thing I told her was actually you can't trade Dan, and then you can't trade. That was it.
Can I get traded? That'd be kind of sick.
How would you do that?
Yeah,
So
how would
let's,
I do that?
let's
Trade
think. You
Kevin for
trade
Dan.
trade
I
Dan,
was gonna
trade
say-
Dan for TJ, and
I was
then
gonna say like trade
Dan for
Johnny
Johnny.
for me or something.
Yeah, it's also an
Johnny.
insult.
the fuck?
how
Dude,
would that go?
He's been great this season.
Oh, you're right.
He
He's
can throw,
a, he's a
he's
renaissance.
catching.
Multiple talents.
He's a multifaceted, bilingual. What else did you say?
He can stall
Goddess.
7 different
Goddess.
languages.
Oh, you're a goddess now.
Nice.
I like that. I
Identified
do
as
like that
such.
bilingual was thrown.
Yeah, throw that in there real quick.
Yeah, you can read a disc in English.
Yeah, Johnny speaks pussy fluently.
What?
We're not in that
second
conversation.
podcast coming up. I know. What? Yeah. Allison's gonna
Yikes.
hear that like.
Cut.
Yeah.
That was for you, Iggy. But what?
7 ideas.
7 ideas.
Well, everyone's
Holy
coming up with a different
shit.
scenario.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say
I'll
I'm not writing a book here.
Well, I thought you were just like going to the next subject.
Wait,
You're
so-
like, I got 7 ideas.
No,
Like,
no.
whoa.
Be the best trade deal in the history of trade deals.
What were you gonna say though?
I mean,
Oh,
after dark start, double
I already
interviews.
know my suggestion.
We didn't do our prediction
what is
for
it?
next week.
Oh, we're doing
I feel
that
like
next
we're-
week. Yeah.
From like a slot
Oh,
machine
that's
order,
weird.
you
Oh, we're coming
rotate the
back next.
captains through
Or
teams.
maybe not.
Oh, that's
How
gonna be
about- how
fun.
about-
From so like from top to top goes down to the bottom and then up. So
Oh,
I'd
we
be
should-
on TJ's team.
we
Kevin
should
would be
do
on my
that.
team.
In the
Pat would be
spring.
on Kevin's team. Gabe
Oh,
would be
we-
on Pat's teams. You'd be on Gabe's team.
Once we play
TJ
outdoor
work.
again.
How about
That's
you don't?
such a good idea. We absolutely should
We
do
should
that.
do that in the spring, like once we start playing outdoors again, like
We
have
pick-
like a mini tournament or something
No.
on a Saturday, or just
Not even turn.
No,
just
yeah.
Every time we play pickup, every Monday, we just pick our teams and then rotate the people who picked. So you're picking for a different person.
Would you take no trades, but your team only has to stall to 4?
In a heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
that'd be so broken.
Well, actually,
What do you mean? Actually, that is
Yeah.
beyond
that's-
good.
That is stupid.
I'm saying like
I'd get like 7 turns
Yeah.
a game off stall.
No, you would
Is that a
literally need
D?
to be like
Is
first
Saul
available
counted as a
every
D?
time. We have
I
not
stalled
counted
Eli. I stalled Eli because he didn't know when he was a sub.
True.
Yeah, he did.
That was so savage. When,
Yeah.
so our last 2 weeks ago, Eli went in there. Nobody told him to stall.
Yeah.
so same with
Yeah.
Chase. I stalled Chase. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sorry. Eli.
So
Somebody on my team was stalling slow as hell during our game. Whoever had the disc, I think there's one time where Pat had the disc for fully 12 seconds before he had to do anything with it,
Well, did you
just
contact?
based on stalls.
Did you get a contact?
No, it was like stall 1, stall 2,
Trying to get in his head.
stall. Like it was
I don't
so
know. That was,
slow.
it was the
Falling
same way
asleep
with
between counts.
It was the same with
Two.
our team.
3.
Though, because
4.
Dennis a couple times just
Full of
wasn't
Jigglypuff.
doing a stall.
Yeah, no, that's true. Dennis had a good count. I noticed that he was
No,
counting
like
good
once he
seconds.
actually did stall, like it was a
He's
good
stoic.
Yeah.
You guys talked about that last week, and I caught myself. You have to stay solid in between. And then TJ actually told me, he was like, "Yeah, I think you're kind of a little fast." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." 'Cause
Yeah,
I heard a couple
called,
of people.
I called Sam Smartnick on it last
A couple
week.
people do it, yeah.
He
Because
said-
you get in the
he
moment,
said
you're like
stall
1.
6 and stall
2.
7 under 1 second.
Yeah. No, I was like, shit, I called that fast. I'm like, you want it back, and then it was a turn. So yeah.
I basically always give like 2 full seconds on stall 7 just because I want to make sure I'm not counting that one too fast.
Well, it's when you say the S and 7.
No, I know, but like stall 6,
Oh, okay,
stall
gotcha.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, is it when you say the 7? Is that when it's
Well,
not
the
after?
S
is
is the
seven.
second start, so it's
Yes, a 7. You don't have to finish 7. It just has to be 7.
Oh,
Then
don't
that's
do
the
that.
start of 7.
You could say stall snake.
Yeah, say stall snake.
Would it still count?
Not yes.
Stall
That's what-
once. Why don't you
The
still
S
stall?
does it have just the S?
I'm taking out
But
the
if you're not
rule
saying 7, then it's not a stall.
7 snakes.
One time in club, I called Trut on some. I was like Trut, and I stopped because it wasn't a travel or anything, and he just got really angry and like walked back. And I was like, I didn't say call anything. It's like you said Trut. I'm like that's
That's some
literally.
That's not a
street ball
call.
shit
I
right
could say
there.
literally
Trut.
anything from
Like-
that.
That's like getting
Is
and
that
one
on Felipe?
confused with foul.
What?
Was that on Felipe?
No, is some random team and like
Was that the team that called an injury for one of our players when they weren't injured and used it to overturn a touchdown that we scored?
Maybe, I don't know.
That was the most aggravating thing of my entire
I
life.
just remember going truck and then stopping because I'm like,
It's nothing. Nothing was there.
truck. And he like
Injury
got
timeout
pissed
for
and like,
everyone. I saw-
like he's calling travel. I'm like, I could have called trap. I could have called trapeze artist. I could have said a lot of things.
What? Look, a trap is.
I had a guy.
Fuck sportsmanship,
in, like-
Mark, right?
Yeah,
He
no,
stepped
you're
on our
not
dude.
gonna take
It wouldn't have affected the play.
Trap
He
card.
stomped on one of our dudes, called an injury for him, and used it to turn it back. And we were like,
Fuck that.
what is this? Oh, I was so angry. I'm not like, oh my god, I was so frustrated. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, we think that Johnny's like the hothead of our league. Bruh, there are some hotheads.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, I meant to say, Scott, thank you for having my back last podcast. You told me Luke compared me to Anthony in terms of like arguing.
Physique.
I think we all jumped on that. Like,
And you were like, no, you're more. Yeah, I think you guys all
we,
did.
we all said like, hell, you know.
Okay, I just want to put it out there. I've
Anthony's good.
never cussed at someone ever or talked badly on someone ever in the league. I just get competitive and get very loud. Yeah, get very loud. But there's no malice behind any
No,
of it. Whereas
it's just
there's
loud.
other people in the league that have said some things to people.
I talk shit about you.
When you, I thought I was gonna call such bullshit on you, but then you said in the league, and I'm like,
Well, our that was like the only time I ever actually got hostile was with you, but it was like an accident. So brushed it off.
talk shit to me all the time.
So for After
As-
Dark, do you want to go around and talk about the most egregious and or aggravating or just weirdly competitive thing you've ever seen during a Frisbee game?
yeah, that's-
Yes, but first we need to do our interviews.
That's true.
Well, I would say, do you want to end with that, or do you want to, or it doesn't matter. We can do it
end
in
with
order.
that.
Doesn't matter.
So I wouldn't, I wouldn't
know why.
necessarily. Kev, do you remember Bill from Akron?
Yeah, I remember Bill.
Last name?
I can't even remember.
Fuck,
dude.
I don't know.
Just Bill.
He
Then I know.
so he would bring a dog to tournaments, right?
A lot of people do that.
And
Billy, you should bring it on.
Bill
12 bills.
would just
And remember it on.
pour a beer into his dog's water bowl,
Well, that's bad.
and his dog would drink it.
That's all right.
And I mean, it has nothing to do with Frisbee, but like,
Well,
You-
Dare. Bill Dare. Did you say
Dare?
something?
no, not Jasny's friend Bill.
What are you talking about then?
It was a different guy.
That's the Bill I know.
yeah, no, it was
There can be two bills.
It was a thick. He was a
I don't
thick
think so.
blonde dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, not that Bill. Yeah, and it's not like a foul or egregious or anything, but like one of the women's teams at the tournament came up and saw him doing it, and she got like super pissed, and she was like, "I'm gonna call PETA," and like it got real heated and crazy. And
I mean, that's rough.
yeah, I mean, his
Why?
dog like drank the whole fucking beer.
Yeah, like, why
So-
are you getting it?
Was he doing it the whole day?
Well, no, you just
Multiple
cracked
beers
one
or
for
just
him.
one? Okay.
It's a treat.
Was it
It's
hot
a
out?
treat, yeah.
Was it sunny?
I mean,
Was it like-
it was summer. It was like yeah.
So you're making sure the dog stays hydrated.
By dehydrating. Yeah,
I'll have to
that
think
sucks.
about more so an actual
Yeah.
instance.
So
But
do we wanna-
that came to mind.
Yeah.
So do we want to do interviews and then end with that?
Sure. Works for me.
Paul, Mark, you are now in the hot seat.
Both of us? Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
You already had this.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
yeah.
that's what I was explaining.
All right, arm wrestle to see who goes first.
Speaking of arm wrestling, I still have a scab when I arm wrestled on
What?
here
Oh my God.
2 weeks ago.
How did you get a scar?
From the this is the rug burn of it. It
That's
was
what
not.
I'm saying. Like,
It
damn.
wasn't bad at all, but it always scabs over way more than like it looks like it should.
Fair.
And I was at a wedding yesterday, and I ended up bleeding through my white shirt because of it.
No.
So I had to, as soon as I took my jacket off, I had to roll my
Roll it
sleeves
up.
all the way up.
Right. But, all right, what's always the first?
Your
Oh,
life and dream, like
well, yeah, not yet. But, well, it's all the same question. So, did you go to school, as in college?
Yep.
And then, what are your major? What was your major? And then, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
All right, I went to the University of Mount Union for mechanical engineering. I ended up minoring in mathematics and physics.
Ooh.
I did a bunch of random stuff around campus too. Just I was kind of a nerd. I know-lifed it. That's what I do best. In 5 years, I'm gonna be wherever my wife is. She's applying to be a college professor, which is sad.
Which better be here.
Right.
Yeah, well,
She has a chance.
there's a chance. Who knows? Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Right now, I work as a computer programmer, so I'm just gonna be able to work.
At home, right?
Yeah, wherever, whenever, at any time. So I'm like pretty senior level at this point anyway, so it's like I can kind of just go anywhere. I'm not too worried about it. In 10 years, I'm not positive if I'm going to want to keep computer programming forever, if I'm going to do something else. Because if my wife's a professor, I could do any kind of classes I wanted, but I'm not really decided.
I know we're like the exact same person, so is one of your dreams to be a stay-at-home dad as well?
You know what, I'm going to see what happens,
Okay.
but I'm not opposed to it.
Because that would literally be the best life in the world, in my opinion. Like, I could not think of anything better.
You could take up blacksmithing and just blacksmith.
Exactly, I could do whatever I want.
Houses
And then
remodel
spend time with my
12 times
kids.
a
Like,
year.
that is the best thing
See,
I
I
can do.
agree, but I hate children. So it's
I
like-
absolutely love children, so that's...
I think they're tiny little monsters until they can actually form words. Like I could not.
It's only 2
have-
years.
I would have a bunch
Yeah.
of kids without ego.
If anything, I think it's...
But they're my
minions.
I sired them, so that's the issue.
How are you going to genetically get rid of your ego? Don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I was the same way, but then like my cousins all just like had kids at the same time, and I fucking loved them.
Right?
They're
Well,
such a joy to be
Always
with.
loved them, but
Yeah,
they're
no,
so
my
great.
cousins had kids, and I was like, keep it away from me. But now some of them are like 13, 15. They're like older. You know, I don't mind interacting.
To be fair, there's a difference between somebody else's kid and like your kid. Because
No,
when
like-
it's your kid, it hits different.
So like I fully get that because like so I got a dog with my girlfriend, right? And it's like it's the first time I've had a pet in over a decade.
Mhm.
I love the thing. It's my favorite thing on the planet. And I'm assuming it's 10, 100 times fold with your own child because you're like that's me, that's sick. But I can't get to that point mentally.
Yet. That makes sense.
I'm sure, like knock her up on accident, and then it happens, and I'd be all about it. But for the time being, no.
Everybody
Also,
gets
the
where
world's
they're
going
gonna
to shit,
go,
so I don't
don't
like
worry about it, man. You're good.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt. So, Paul.
I went to University of Akron for computer network,
Akron!
and I got out of there.
God
I
bless.
Oh.
no,
What a lucky one.
that was just a transition from Dan. So now I work as a computer network engineer for Progressive Insurance. 5 years from now, I'd like to probably just keep doing something like that. I don't know what and probably just like move up seniority in like IT stuff 10 years from now. I don't really want to transition into management. I'd rather stay like engineering side, but we'll see.
It's super interesting because I'm actually learning programming from my brother, and he's like super senior, and he's like moving into management, and he loves it. And he was telling us that like there's a weird divide in like programming where people just like are like, no, I do not want to be a manager. Like I'll do this for 35 years, and I'll do exactly what I'm doing right now. That like doesn't happen at any other place.
Oh, yeah, I definitely end up going manager route.
Yeah.
I'm very charismatic. It's just how I roll.
Yeah, I don't think that I would be a very good manager. I don't want to deal with the stuff that the managers have to deal with. I'd rather just fix stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It's just such a
It sounds
strange.
fulfilling.
Yeah, I don't want the manager drama, like having to fulfill budgets and
Mm-hmm.
Interact with human beings.
Yeah.
Manage egos.
All right. I mean, that's always my question. There's I could come up with more, but who's got questions?
You like Progressive? Have you met Flo?
Yeah. Have you
So I've worked third shift there, and I go around to all the different sites at night, like maybe to fix to like.
Or do
look
you
at
go the
some
one where
stuff.
they keep her frozen?
No, but there's random cardboard cutouts out of her, so you'll
Oh my God.
run into them like and get jump scares because it's all
funny.
dark. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for the one time where one of the cutouts is not
Is
a
her?
cutout.
Yeah.
You guys both married, right?
I am.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's
Still
the
married,
same
huh?
ring.
Wow.
It's going better for me than you guys if I have to move because of it, but
Yeah.
True.
I have no regrets.
Yeah, I married like the best girl ever. No ego. No, she's really good, and she actually she went back to Illinois. She grew up on a farm in Illinois, so she went back home early for Christmas, and then I'm gonna finish the work week out and then drive out.
Nice.
So,
Paul, I didn't know you were married before. When did you get married?
I got married September 2020.
Oh, okay. So
Very recent. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to plan 3 different weddings for 3 different contingencies.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I got engaged in April. So he was like, I don't know. Well, this is like the worst case scenario. This is like the middle scenario, and this is like the best scenario, but unlikely. So like,
Which one panned out?
it was middle.
Can't argue with that.
I think, yeah, during our game, like, I was talking to your wife for a little bit, but then just, like, halfway through the game, just, like, whenever, like, something impressive happened, like, of course, like, everyone was just, like, screaming.
Yeah.
But then just, like, I realized that there was, like, an infant, like, right
Yeah.
by us as well.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Yeah.
every time I was just like, I am so sorry if, like, we're destroying this poor lad's, like,
Yeah, don't hurt his ears, but I mean,
No, like as soon as like every
He's a
time
good-
like I
he's
had
really
that
good.
realization, it was just like tone down everything, and then
well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
up to her discretion too, to where she wants to put him.
no, of
Just to
course.
fight the ability to want to watch versus the ability to want to not hold a baby next to Dustin.
It's us.
I feel like no one wants to do that.
Fair.
Hold a baby next to Dustin.
So do you live in Akron right now too?
Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls. Oh, yeah, me too. Where do you live in Cuyahoga Falls?
Right next to the Ledges golf course.
Oh, okay. So you live like east,
East
of
side,
Router.
yeah,
Gotcha.
right north of that really
Yeah.
big intersection.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice.
So, long-term plans for the son. Are you going to start him early with the disc?
Oh,
Ooh.
he has a disc golf mini,
Yes.
and that's like his go-to toy.
Yeah.
Like whenever we need, he uses it as a chew toy. He hasn't really gripped it yet, but
Yeah.
you know.
So you play disc? Do you guys both play disc golf or?
I've never actually
No.
done for the formal disc golf.
Oh, Mark, come
It's
on
fun. You
out.
should give it a shot.
Oh, I would
sometime.
definitely do it. Send me that invite. I'll go.
Yeah, we'll hit up Wingfoot Lake once the weather turns sometime.
Yeah, let me know. I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a lot of Hudson doubles just because last year there wasn't leagues, at least
Yeah.
for Canton Akron.
Oh, you
so
did?
I did like Hudson.
I might have
Hudson's
seen you
always
there. I
so
don't know if I did
fun.
see you there then because I was at one or two of those. Are you good?
I'm in between. Like
Yeah.
I
Safe
can.
answer.
You
Safe
got a
answer.
rating? Or you know, PGA?
I'm like no. I would say I'm anywhere like 850-ish. I have a lot of upside, but I'm just not consistent.
Yeah, and that's consistency is a skill, and that's probably the hardest
I
one to
can
develop
throw.
for sure.
I can throw like 350 consistently.
Mhm.
I've birdied on Hudson, 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one in the woods. I birdied that one. Like I parked it
Yeah.
on an intentional hyzer flip.
Yeah.
So that's like my upside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would you say your favorite brand of discs are?
Yeah. You got any brand loyalty?
I don't really care.
Open bag guy?
Honestly, I putt with dynamic discs. Judges. I putt with Judges. I used to putt with Wizards.
Hey!
Let's go.
I'm hearing a lot of words that I've never heard before.
I don't like the
It's
buzzer.
really its own world.
It
It
is.
really
It's,
does.
it's wild
It's a
sometimes.
different language. It's not nearly as hard as it sounds. It's just every disc has a different name, and somehow everyone knows what every single one is.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's just,
the thing.
they just
A
they
good-
come
a
they
good
come out so
majority of them
fast.
from like different companies. They're all the same disc. They're just branded differently. So cool.
Yeah, it'd be like if like Ping decided to call their 9-iron a topsy turvy instead of just a 9-iron. Like they all come with a different name for the same thing.
I'm not afraid to run stupid stuff. Like I run a skeeter in my bag, like a G-Star skeeter. And
Oh, yeah?
I just hyzer flip turn it forever.
Mm.
Um,
Ask Dan about his blowfly.
Blowfly's a great disc.
what's
Things
that?
Incredible.
It's
just a piece of rubber.
I have it in my car. Actually.
It's
But yeah, no. So it's pretty much a rubber disc.
Oh wow.
It's PDGA approved, but like, and you can just fold it in on itself.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and it's real fun.
So question for Mark. How long have you been playing Ultimate?
I started playing like actual like this is what a force is in 2011, and first year playing club was with you in
2000?
2015.
No,
The cacti.
I didn't realize.
Yep. So I've been
Fun fact, I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
Huh. Marina?
I didn't recognize you at first, and then
Well,
I
I
was
was
like-
18. So.
yeah, I was like, "Who's Dan?" And Kevin was like, "You've played with him on cacti," and I was like, "like what?" And I saw you, I was like, "Oh, I do remember you. I remember you."
for like 2 tournaments, and then he just didn't come anymore.
Yeah, because I was an angsty 18-year-old who's mad that I can't throw scoobers on everything without everyone getting pissed on me.
You're still like that.
I don't throw nearly as many scoobers.
That's the problem.
And he's just
True. I need to revert.
a little bit less angsty. Very little bit.
No.
I will say Mount Union was a little bit rough to start with because it was Mount Union was combined with Youngstown at the time, and there were like 8 of us. So we go to tournaments with like 7 to 9 people,
T-Star?
and it was kind of
T-Star?
goony.
Yeah.
Have
So
you guys seen T-Star?
you've been playing for 10
got-
years.
He makes YouTube videos.
Have you?
He raps.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Link
wait.
me.
Just like you guys have after this video, you're showing me T-Star's channel.
Anyway,
Anyway, I want to answer your question.
I've not seen
Yeah. So you've been playing for 10 years. Have you reached your peak? Are you on the decline? What's the best you've ever been at Frisbee?
Oh no, I'm still definitely climbing.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is, especially through my career, number one, I had some like confidence issues because I'm just undersized. So like, it took me a while because I kind of had a little bit of a barrier when I was learning. Number one, because I suck, but I was getting better. But also, it was hard for me to learn at first because I was like really, really fast back then. So it's like a lot of players would put really good people on me because they couldn't put people with other people my experience level. So like, one of my first club games with Canton Akron Ultimate, they had like Dutch on me, and it's like I barely even knew how to throw, and it's like so that I got like hand blocked by Dutch. So it made it a little bit hard because it was hard to get that feedback of like as I'm improving. It was almost like I felt like I was in the doghouse until I was able to like break through that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was hard.
Sounds about right.
And also, I had a lot of injuries that I was struggling with forever. As Kevin, I played through a lot more than I should have.
Yes, he has.
How about you, Paul? Have you climbed the mountain yet?
How long
Still
are
on
you-
your way
I
up?
have no idea. I'm getting better at handling.
Mhm.
When did you start?
I started in 2017 in Canton Akron leagues. I also played for a semester on the Akron team.
How old are you?
26.
Okay. Kevin's age.
Personally,
When'd you turn?
June 10th.
Personally, from knowing Paul, he's on the upswing still.
Yeah.
He's on the upswing.
Yeah. I mean, I've only known you this league, but agreed.
From knowing him from when he
Yeah.
started in 2017, he's definitely on the upswing.
Yeah. I'd say playing on Akron helped the most because there was like dedicated practices. With like Nolan and Dutch were really good coaches.
I think in 2017, your favorite throw was a hammer.
Yeah,
As anyone was. Everyone starts
yeah,
off.
because I played a lot of Sunday Fun Day,
Oh, of
and
course.
with Dustin, and I just hammered all day long. But it's as a tall player, it's really hard to not throw only hammers for break side throws.
Can't relate with that.
Like
Yeah, me neither.
Same.
It's all backhand runs for me.
it's every single thing is there. It just if it's on that side of the field, the hammer is always uncontested.
Anything over the top is just like
It scares me.
I don't
too
even
much.
try. Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely my worst throw.
So, Mark, I've heard you're really good at teaching people how to throw forehands.
I've done it. I've done it a lot.
So what's your go-to?
It's a damn shame Chase already knows how.
Can you give it like
Aaron.
the 30-second rundown? Because I find that's one of the hardest things for people to wrap their mind around. Because it's such a
It's a counterintuitive.
very counterintuitive thing.
Spot hand, you hold it with a tight grip, thumb on the ring, disc rests between here.
Mhm.
You want the disc to be all the way choked in. You don't want to leave that gap in there.
Yeah.
Make sure you're cocking your wrist all the way back. I like to have people go straight arm, cock back, and just do like 30 or 40 throws
Mhm.
with no arm just to demonstrate, like, look, I can throw 20 yards without using any arm.
Mhm.
You don't need arm. And then as they get more comfortable with that, start teaching them to bend the disc more. And then
Mhm.
as for the follow through, people have a tendency to roll over like
Yes,
football. So I basically do like high five, like a skydiver will fall into his deck, high five you right after you throw it. That's the visualization I use.
Very cool.
I think that's about as much time as I have.
I think I just
That
got
was
better at
around
throwing
right
forehands.
What? John's sitting there like,
What?
Yeah, you gotta take it.
Yeah, he's
every opportunity.
He's got to get up to that 99.
I thought Mark was
He's
going to blow
already
up on that
99.
question, and he did not blow up on that question. I'm kind of upset
Yeah.
about it.
Because I don't think he understood. Because you told me to ask him one time, and I think it's just over his head now. I think you forgot about it. So apparently you told.
Oh, are you talking about Billy? Are you talking about Billy? Okay, now I'm gonna blow up. Because Billy held the disc in the dumbest way. It's like, Mark taught me to do this. I was like, Billy, you have giant hands. I can't hold the disc like that. I could not have taught you how to do this because I can't do it. I have small hands. I'm the freaking Burger King dude. I got small hands. I can't fucking do this shit. I'm like, get out of here, Billy. I miss the hell out of Billy. I haven't seen him in so long. Is this
Yeah, have you ever seen him? He's got tiny. It's so funny. Yeah.
So one of the
Bill that fed the dog beer.
no.
No, this is oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Billy
This is
Mainwaring.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, he went to Mount Union.
So one of the ways Billy used to throw forehands is he would grab it like this.
without even a single finger
His
under.
hands are so big he could do it. It's like, I couldn't have taught you that. I could not have taught you that. I cannot
And
demonstrate
he'd
it.
throw like 60-yard hawks.
I was so mad at Billy. He was like, Mark taught me. I was like, how?
And he would tell people
How?
Mark
What grip is
caught
that
him,
called?
and that's why it's so funny.
It's like, I couldn't. I like definitionally innocent of this crime. I
Incorrect. It's the incorrect grip.
Yeah, that's
what
what
it is.
100% incorrect.
How like that doesn't work. That
No,
doesn't-
it worked for
it doesn't
him.
compute.
Johnny
Like-
might be able to do that because he is muscular.
but that like still doesn't even like.
yeah, it's like,
I
I sure as
find
heck can't
no
do it.
Like
Finger
when would
fade
you
grip.
release? that?
Actually, I should start trying that in the game.
No, you
No.
shouldn't.
I think you should too.
No, you didn't
Yeah,
learn from me. You did not learn. You learned from Kevin. It wasn't me. Yeah, but that was BS. I'm hashtag triggered. Sorry.
No,
No,
that was
like-
perfect. That was,
I wanted to blow up. I was baiting for one.
one.
I love it.
Cool. So you want to go around and talk about your most frustrating / just weirdest behavior by a member of an opposing team you've ever experienced in Frisbee?
Sure.
Ever experienced Frisbee?
Yeah.
Or legal. Okay.
Like down to pickup.
Yeah.
Like high school, summer league, whatever.
You want to start, Scott?
Yeah, sure. So. Oh, it was Independence Frisbee. Easy.
You stole my
Oh.
answer. That was my exact
Dan,
answer.
you probably
Dan,
stole, like,
it was
six
literally
answers.
just Dan.
So in
please use.
Yeah, no, I know mine now.
So I went to oh, I know yours too. I went to
Was Scott there that day?
No, I wasn't there that day, but he told the story several times. Independence, they play. There's a group of people who are all college age or a little bit out of college who play Frisbee on Sunday evenings at like Independence Middle School.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
There are a lot of pretty athletic dudes there who all definitely played sports in high school.
Shout
and
out
a
to
couple
Troy and Vince
and a
because
couple
they
people. Troy and Vince know all about this, and a couple people who can actually throw pretty decent. But they play like no rules Frisbee, to the point
bad.
where like just fouls aren't called. They're constant and egregious. So the only time I ever went, it was myself and Wojo, and I think either me or someone else threw a pass to someone in the end zone, and the guy on the opposing team just like shoved him, and so he didn't catch the Frisbee, and then Wojo got really mad and said, I'm going to guard him next point, and then
Oh no.
give it back to him coming the other way.
Yeah, that group, they're nice people, but
No,
they fucking have you ever bunch of Helen Kellers playing Frisbee.
All right, you want to go next, Kevin?
I'll just back that
Yeah.
real quick. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was here
same
that day.
spot.
I was here this day.
Yeah, so
Oh my god.
Independence, just like Scott said, they don't play with rules. And this one guy fouled me.
Kellen, his name is.
Sure, he fouled me, and then I was like, "It's a foul." He's like, "Ooh, we don't play with that." And I'm like, "Okay."
He wanted to test that theory.
I'm like, "That's fine." And so on the next point, I was like, "Oh, we don't play with fouls." And so like somebody sent a disc.
it's
It was
hanging
going
up there.
Yeah, it was just up there a long time, and I see the dude running up behind me. I'm like, "No fouls," and so I just dropped my shoulder, check him to the
Well,
ground.
I was running for it, and all I see is Dan go,
Yeah,
boom, and he like
Put him on
ate
it.
shit.
I put him on his ass, and I catch the disc, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry about that foul, man." He's like, and then the craziest part, was he was like, "No, man, that was a really good play," and I was like,
I swear to God, Dan like when he hit him like his feet came up off the ground, and he was like hit the back of the mud.
and then he was
No,
just
yeah, he
tells
was. He was
me
like,
it was a good play.
he was like, oh.
and I'm like, okay, this is not the place for me.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt someone here.
So
Like I've never seen Dan like hit that hard, and like, he just stood up. He was on the ground like, he's like, no, that's fine. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, okay, this is not the environment.
Here,
Was that the
I'm
dude that
gonna.
tried to race you when I went, Johnny?
Yeah, and I like
Yeah,
creamed
no,
his
no,
ass.
Because he
you and
wasn't
Jonathan.
he wasn't like fast
no,
really at all.
He was. Yeah, he thought he was fat. I don't know. Scott, you were there that day?
Yeah, I was there that day.
Who else was there?
That was
Walsh?
me and
Didn't Walsh
Wojo.
go?
I think it was me and Wojo.
Oh, I was there too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mike was there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Wow. Wow.
Like you said, yours was also from Independence.
Yeah.
All right, let's just hit all the
Yeah,
Independence.
let's hit all the
is a-
independence. This is a piggyback off of something else that Dan experienced, because I personally didn't do it, but it's still like pretty outrageous. So going back to Independence, remember how we said that they don't play by rules? This includes stall counts.
True.
They don't do stalls,
And so you know how like whenever you hold onto the disc, you like in the league you have 7 seconds before you can throw the disc, or you have
10,
seconds until you need to be throwing the disc. The stall count in here non-existent. Dan got up to a stall count of like 29, 28, to where he just stopped counting. And so yeah, you can just hold on to the disc forever.
Gosh.
And that
That's
was
okay.
boring.
That's fine.
It's fine.
They also require you to ultimate when you pull it, right?
And you can't
Oh,
wear
so-
cleats.
you can't wear no fucking
Yeah, you
cleats.
can't wear shoes either. You don't.
I
know how
hurt
many-
my
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
plantar.
No shoes are allowed.
Yeah, I hurt my fucking foot that last
It's
time.
honestly kind of fun if you just want to run fast and catch
Oh,
bombs.
sure.
But
That's literally that's all. That's
No, like,
that's all it's good for.
One
is
time I was
working on
actually
your
trying to
cutting.
like go over stuff that Kevin taught me. And it was just like, oh, we can't all just be like standing right there. We need to be like moving up and down the field,
It's
just
bad,
like stop clogging and stuff. And then Kellen,
Well-
the same dude that Dan tackled, said, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Give me the disc." And yeet.
Let me. Ever since I like
Did he
actually
yell
started
at you?
playing competitively and like actually taking Ultimate Frisbee seriously,
That was the biggest heartwarming thing. This summer, when Mike Long told me Johnny doesn't go to Independence Frisbee anymore,
I
and I was like, oh,
because I went there the one time, I'm like, this is fucking atrocious.
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I'm so unorganized, I can't do it. Ricky was like, that's not a. Because what happened the one play, I caught this like crazy disc over one of the guys. Like I dove over his shoulder, caught it, and as I'm coming down, the guy's foot hits it out of my hand. I'm like, it's a strip. I caught the disc. He's like, no, you have to land and have control with it. I'm like, it's not football. I just gotta stop the rotation, and I wasn't bobbling it. And Ricky, the small little fucking bald guy, fuck, dude. But that's not my egregious.
Macedonia Frisbee tries to teach everyone about like how to properly play Frisbee. Independence Frisbee just makes you a man.
It's
Makes you hate your life.
you think of like the SpongeBob episode with the different bars, the salty spittoon.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, or we had juniors.
Juniors.
Super.
right.
All right, anyone else
I
got
don't
one?
think anyone
Well,
has any.
yeah, that's all Independence,
I
right?
gotta think.
All right, so Kevin.
All right, so I have two pretty interesting ones. One involves me playing, one involves me coaching.
Fair.
So the one is sectionals against Black Lung last club season. I'm going up for a disc on an under. I catch the disc near the sideline. I'm trying to tow it in, and a dude just into the scoreboard.
Ooh.
Like body checks me into the scoreboard, and then starts to proceed to yell, "You're out! You're out!
Oh
You're
my
out!" I'm like,
God.
dude, you just body checked me into the scoreboard. He's like, there's no way you're going to be in. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You body checked me.
But you're out.
But I carried you out of bounds.
Pretty much. And it ended up going back because this dude was a jackass, and I was so upset with that. But then the coaching one was pretty interesting. So it was me, X, and Tom coaching CSU women at Xavier. They were playing Xavier. The disc went out of bounds onto another field from one of the girls. X was on the other sideline because he was gonna we were splitting the sideline to try and feed information to the women, because they were playing like a zone and all that. And so X ran over to get the disc because it was on someone else's field while playing, and put it on the sideline. The coach comes over to him and tells him that he doesn't need to do that. The girls can get it themselves.
Wait, he doesn't need to go to the other field that is currently playing to
To
get
get the disc,
off of
because the girls
field
can do that themselves.
Interesting.
And then their whole team got angry at me, X, and Tom for feeding information in a zone. Like, her back is turned. You can beat her now. Go right, fly right past her.
Yeah.
Like just screaming information like that.
Sideline presence.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
being a good coach.
Yeah, being a good coach.
How dare you?
They were very not happy with us. To where at the end of the game, their captains came over to our captains and complained about us for like the spirit thing. It was like, what the hell is going on here?
Game.
Yeah, it was
Oh, that's
it was
also
the most
stupid.
ridiculous thing in the world.
Yikes. Yeah, there's a fair bit of that.
That's how I realized Xavier is a feminine school, and that's not fun to play against.
Fair enough. Johnny, was yours all independence?
I'm trying to think. One was Independence. There's no there's like in the end zone. There's no
back to
the end zone.
Yeah.
You could literally catch it in the fucking road. So this deals with the road. And
there's like a gravel path that goes around the outside of the.
I think I've actually been
this
to
is the
sidewalk.
thing.
this was at it.
So we swapped locations
To the
over to the
high
high
school.
school / like
Oh,
old
okay,
middle
sure.
school. So
There's
in
a
the
sidewalk.
end zone, there is literally just a road there.
There's a sidewalk, then the road.
Yeah.
So on both sides. So I'm going up to get the disc. Don't know why I even thought I'm going to jump up for this one, knowing I'm going to get fucking plowed by someone. Both the Spino brothers fucking just lay me out, and I fucking just eat shit on the fucking the road. Cut up both of my fucking knees. And I caught it, and they're like, and then on their way back to the gate, we fucked them up. I'm like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, I laid a good hit on him.
That's like what it was. And then my other one was actually this was like we just started this, like Wojo just started back in like 2013. We were playing at the high school at nighttime with the glow in the dark disc, and one of the fucking kids that doesn't play anymore fucking like I was going up to get it, the dude just took his elbow straight to my trachea, and I was not down for the count there.
Ooh.
That's true. Wojo used to play full body frisbee too before he like learned the rules.
Yeah, that's
Which
like
was scary because
Yeah.
like
they
he
had
played
some
football. Like his
Yeah.
job was to lay down hits for 4 years.
I forgot about that frisbee. That frisbee was fun.
That's the
Like, that was
foundation
one,
of
like,
it all.
we
Bring
didn't
it
know
back.
Yeah, please don't. And it was nighttime frisbee. Yeah, we played.
4-on-4,
Yeah.
short side on the football field with a
Like,
disc you
when
can
I-
only see half.
Should send your
Last
team to
game I remembered, like, it
Independence
was-
to get them to man up.
True. You'll learn to catch a disc here.
Last time I remembered, it was
Start throwing
unfortunate.
hubcaps at 'em.
The craziest part is
Alright,
Vince
we
is
gotta
from
keep moving.
Independence.
TJ.
I've got two, and they're both different. One is an actual bad play, which was just kind of boring in a sense, is just an outrageously dangerous play where our one captain, his name was, he went by Cakes, his name was Benjamin, but he laid out for this, like, one of the best layouts I've ever seen that was absolutely going to be a point. And this other guy comes in for a layout D and just, trucks our cat. It would have been called for targeting in college. Like, it was just like, my disc, and just ran at him, and they both collided heads, and they were both out for the rest of the weekend. Like, it was the definition of dangerous play. Like, they could have gone to the hospital. And
This motherfucker.
Close the door! Holy shit!
I hope
Wait,
that
can we all stop talking real quick?
Yeah.
See if it picks
Wait.
up on the mic.
Alright, we'll find out if it does
Yeah.
later.
Okay,
But yeah, so it was just the most dangerous play ever, and our entire team, like, it was like almost like a brawl. Like, we had like people on the field.
Oh,
We
shit.
were like, "Fuck you!" But other than that, the thing I hate the most is Southern teams, and like unapologetically, because I don't know if you have this same thing.
Southern U.S. or Southern Ohio?
Southern U.S. They just every single one of them is just like, no offense, Johnny, but they're just like filled with Johnnies. Like, it's just they're super hot-headed.
That's a compliment.
They get so angry about everything, and then when they score, they spike it. But the way they spike it is they take a disc and they just punt it, just absolutely toe point, just through a disc, like they've broken discs.
Are they like are they like
No, they're just like, I fucking beat you, dude, and just like like it's. I don't know if you have the same experience, but
I haven't played many Southern people.
oh my god, they get my blood boiling so quickly.
mental warfare, baby?
Yeah, it is, and it works, but
No,
I hate it. I hate it so much.
This is a Mount Union. We went to this tournament with 8 people. This is right after the.
You're not playing Savage.
Yeah, you got one.
Oh
stop,
no
dude.
no 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 no! You don't know where this story's going. So this is right after USAU changed the rules with like you have to pay $50 per student to register. It's like we can't afford that. I was like 9 people on this team, and I'm like trying to get them to pay for our shirts. We had to go to unsanctioned tournaments, and a bunch of big name schools like Pitt was there, like University of Cincinnati was there, and they're all playing really sweaty for some reason, and they're all huge, and we're a bunch of short people. We suck. So we had so many injuries. A bunch of people got injured. Billy was there. He sprained his ankle really bad. So we ended up having we had 4 healthy people and 3 injured people on the field for every point. So we had to do this 2-man cup. So it was me and this one other dude just sprinting our asses off every point, and we had injured people that were trying to just work around. And we're against Cincinnati, and they're a bunch of douches. They're like they're A team, so they're trying to just prove how big their wieners are. So they do a pass under. So I bid, and I get I'm just horizontal bid straight towards it. I get the block, and as I'm going to get up, this dude comes behind, plants next to my head, and just punts me in the back of the head. I was concussed from it.
Like hits you? Like
kicks me. It was like a kick.
Did the guy get?
We were just, I don't know. I was so out of it. And then we were just done after that. We're like, we're going home because now we're down to 3 healthy people.
Yeah, like what do you?
And it was just like horrible. And I had a percussion ensemble concert at Mount
Mark,
Union.
if I was
and I missed the concert. So I was concussed.
Do you have any like?
I got back from it, and then I'm trying to we're doing a rehearsal right before it. It goes, hey, can you just start playing at measure A? And I just I could not understand his instructions. I was like, I don't understand. Like, just play at A. And then he's like, are you okay right now? I was like,
I don't think I'm gonna.
Do you have any idea if it was intentional or if he was like trying to step over you? Or
I have
like
no idea. I mean, I was diving and I the foot planted and then into my head, and it was a super hard kick. Like,
is it filmed?
No, it was just it was
From
like
Dustin's commentary.
that was the only concussion I've gotten.
Where's Billy? Why didn't Billy fight him?
I don't know.
He's your independence game with you.
What?
Yeah, he's
Independence.
I was gonna say now we have both sides of the spectrum. I assaulted a man, and you were assaulted. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's fun.
Yours was borderline like fucking like a crime.
And a bonus.
Like you almost
bonus
fucking
thing,
killed him.
at sectionals this year, I went to catch a disc. I lost track of where I was. I ran into this other team's equipment, which is right next to the sideline. I still have a gash on my leg.
I remember.
Sprained my hand, and then the next morning we played that team again. And after the game, the dude's passing, hey, sorry about getting mad for you for hitting our stuff. I was like, do you think I did that on purpose? Like, I got injured from that. Like,
Fuck your water.
why would you get angry at me for that?
There.
Clearly, I lost. So anyway, those are my 2 stories.
I have two real fast ones. One time, Logan from he was like here and his dad's here, and then he goes to UCLA. He played. Anyways, he went to like Sunday Fun Day, and I was playing really hard because I was still trying to learn. And you know how like you always like if Sunday Fun Day is like your only day, then you go really hard. But then like if you play league, then you go hard in league. But if you play club, then you go hard in club. So like the further up you are, the less you treat like just throwing around. Like the less you care about it.
Yep.
Well, to me that was like it. Like I needed to practice in Sunday Fun Day. So I was going
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going hard, and he plays like collegiate in UCLA out in California, so he doesn't care. And I was going really hard on him, and for some reason I like bid past him, like into him, but past him, and like got a D, and he just got so mad that I was going so hard that he rage quit, and then went to his car, sat in it, and his dad went over and like had to convince him to like come back, and like that he needed, and like, he came back to me like tear in his eye. He's like, "I'm sorry for acting like that." I'm like,
What?
I'm like, "Are you okay?" Like I'm just trying to practice. Like,
Yikes.
but he's like, "But you shouldn't have been going that hard." And then the other time, I was in a tournament. This was for in Columbus, and my sister, we went to University of Ohio State, the Ohio State University. Wow, so that really weird. Anyways, so I invited her to come and watch, and she came out and watched, and she filmed us, and we were losing pretty bad, but we were trying to get hyped, so we put our all freshman line out, and they scored, and we had a stainless steel chair, and we mobbed the field, mosh pitted, and started slamming the chair till like we bent it, like tacoed it, and she filmed us like doing that, and we were so happy that they scored, and we tacoed a chair as a celebration.
Was this Dan Morgan's chair?
It was just the chair.
Oh man! Always got to have the steel folding chair, baby. I gotta invest in one now. You know what? I'm gonna take the one from my basement.
Invest.
And then we just started throwing it.
5 minutes.
There's a guy we played with. He would every tournament he'd bring a steel folding metal chair instead of like a camping chair or anything.
Interesting.
And he'd just get super pissed on the sideline. And he's like,
That's what we did. It was probably Dan Martin's chair.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he left that there.
Amazing.
Left that. It's become like an Akron classic.
Yeah, that's what we
Love it. Well,
All right.
Anything else? Any last words?
Hi, Sean.
Shout out to our
Bye.
troops, as always.
Are we gonna get a team name?
No,
it's
well,
like a lot of posters.
No, Sean sent me another one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think this is a little better.
What was the first one?
Hucks
Flick a lot of
or
pussy
flicks
or-
a lot of pussy, yeah.
Like
Like a lot of pussy.
That's not ideal.
we good.
I mean, it's funny, but like, yeah, who knows?
Where is it? BDB. Big Disc Bastards.
Oh,
bad.
that's not.
I think
worse.
BDE would be fine.
Yeah, BDE.
Like,
Big
Big-
Disintegrator.
That's like
yeah.
that's pretty common. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what the one Jomez theme from like 2020 was called.
I thought
Big
Kevin.
Dis- yeah,
That's the name of the song. Yeah,
That's funny.
Kevin, what was our name our first year for?
Angry Snails.
Was it?
Yeah.
Scott, what was our second one? Our team name?
Did we have one last year? We were.
Dude, bring
I
back
don't
Dog
remember
Truck.
what we were.
That was such a good team.
How many
Did
people?
we do team names for?
Yeah.
The first year, yeah.
We had like
Oh,
how many?
you're
How many
saying
players?
year two now.
We had like how many
No.
players did we have? Because I saw a picture. We didn't have a lot. We had
We
like
didn't do anything official year two for sure.
We
If
had
you make
20
your name Salt Duck, I'll give you my
we had
Salt
20,
Duck hat.
right?
We
Around
just call
20 or
Bob
30.
Evans.
24 year two.
Because what about year one? We had like,
21.
yeah. Wow.
First year there was Angry Snails, Dump Truck,
Pineapple finger.
Pineapple Finger Guns.
Yeah, that's right. We were Pineapple Finger Guns.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
TFG.
What was the last one?
I can't remember.
I can't remember what Gabe's team was.
Do you have that wooden disc still?
I
Scott
do
has it. Yeah.
because we won.
Yeah. That is the trophy of the league, by the way.
I still need to get it engraved. I gotta find someone to laser engrave.
Oh,
the
Just
victories
keep
into
bringing
it.
Spider-Man.
The victor's like the team.
Yeah, like a Stanley Cup kind of deal. Like so, it'll be
Just on the back of it, it'll be the year.
it'll say
we won.
Angry Snails. You know, Kevin, Johnny, Sean.
Yeah,
whoever's
that's a
on
good
the team.
idea.
And then year
I know
two-
someone who does that.
Oh, yeah?
They own their own wood like furniture company. So I
Oh, that'd
can.
be sweet. Yeah,
I'll
if
let
you
you
can
know.
talk
Yeah,
to them,
they're
that'd be
really really
perfect.
good with that stuff.
If
Yeah.
you could like get a word in, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll text them. I'll text them.
We
Get
should
the
do
word.
a like actual
Team
Stanley Cup.
Clutch. That was the other one.
Team
Clutch.
Clutch.
Okay.
The lamest team name.
Just actual Stanley Cup thing where once we fill that one up,
Oh, we
you
have
get a
to
bigger
just
one.
add stuff
You
to
get
it.
a bigger one and put it right under it and just add it to it.
Yeah,
We just like staple a board to it to keep going down.
I will contact them and then we could honestly get it done within the next 2 weeks. We could get it done.
Well,
I'd say just wait until the season's over
Yeah.
so we could just get it all done at once.
do
you know?
both.
That's a good point. We'll do that.
Alright, anyone want to do a shoey with me to end it?
No.
I'm driving.
Nope.
Mark's face. I can't wait to look back. I didn't get to see his face, but I just know his reaction.
I have no idea what my face was. It was just a genuine, just pure reaction. Something,
PJ, you
Y'all
want
need
to do a
Jesus.
shoey?
Nope.
Paul,
You can use Dan's other
Thank you again for the
Yeah.
pizza.
Like the dog.
Like
Like the
the
dog.
dog. He's definitely watching.